show it. My crew ain't supposed to know it, even if it means going toe to toe with the Benzino. It don't matter, I never drag them in battles that I can handle unless I absolutely have to. I'm supposed to set an example, I need to be the leader. My crew looks for me to guide them. Some shit ever just pop off, I'm supposed to be beside him. That Josh, I tried to squash it, it was too late to stop it. There's a certain line you just don't cross, and he crossed it. I heard him say Haley's name on the song and I just lost it. It was crazy, this went wavy on some Jay-Z and Nas. And even though the battle was won, I feel like we lost it. I spent so much energy on it, honestly I'm exhausted. And I'm so caught in it, I almost feel I'm the one who caused it. This ain't what I'm in hip-hop for, it's not why I gotten it. That was never my object, for someone to get killed. Why would I wanna destroy something I helped build? That wasn't my intentions were good. I went through my whole career without ever mentioning, and that was just out of respect for not running my mouth and talking about something that I knew nothing about. Frustrate told me stay out, this just wasn't my beef, so I did. I just fell back, watched and gritted my teeth while he's all over TV, down talking to man who literally saved my life. Like f it, I understand this is business, and this just isn't none of my business, but still knowing this could pop off at any minute. To be a time when you could just say a rhyme and wouldn't have to worry about one of your people dying. But now it's elevated, cause once you put someone's kids in it, it gets escalated. It ain't just words no more, is it? It's a different ballgame. You call names and you ain't just rapping. We actually tried to stop the 50 and Job B from happening. Me and Dre had sat with him, kicked it and had a chat with him and asked him not to start it. He wasn't gonna go after him until Josh started gapping in magazines how we I'm supposed to be the soldier who never blows his composure, even though I hold the weight of the whole world on my shoulders. I ain't never supposed to show it, my crew ain't supposed to know it, even if it means going toe to toe with the Benzino. It don't matter, I never drag them in battles that I can handle unless I absolutely have to. I'm supposed to set an example, I need to be the leader. My crew looks for me to guide them. Some shit ever just pop off, I'm supposed to be beside him. That Josh, I tried to squash it, it was too late to stop it. There's a certain line you just don't cross, and he crossed it. I heard him say Haley's name on the song and I just lost it. It was crazy, this went wavy on some Jay-Z and Nas. And even though the battle was won, I feel like we lost it. I spent so much energy on it, honestly I'm exhausted. And I'm so caught in it, I almost feel I'm the one who caused it. This ain't what I'm in hip-hop for, it's not why I gotten it. That was never my object, for someone to get killed. Why would I wanna destroy something I helped build? That wasn't my intentions, late to stop it. There's a certain line you just don't cross, and he crossed it. I heard him say Haley's name on the song and I just lost it. It was crazy, this went wavy on some Jay-Z and Nas. And even though the battle was won, I feel like we lost it. I spent so much energy on it, honestly I'm exhausted. And I'm so caught in it, I almost feel I'm the one who caused it. This ain't what I'm in hip-hop for, it's not why I gotten it. That was never my object, for someone to get killed. Why would I wanna destroy something I helped build? That wasn't my intentions were good. I went through my whole career without ever mentioning, and that was just out of respect for not running my mouth and talking about something that I knew nothing about. Frustrate told me stay out, this just wasn't my beef, so I did. I just fell back, watched and gritted my teeth while he's all over TV, down talking to man who literally saved my life. Like f it, I understand this is business, and this just isn't none of my business, but still knowing this could pop off at any minute. To be a time when you could just say a rhyme and wouldn't have to worry about one of your people.
Ugh. Dude. The fucking technical difficulties, man. Fucking evil stuff. Honestly. What's up, everybody? What's up? Dude. We got some things to talk about today. Some things to discuss. So, yeah. Okay. Quite a bit has happened. Fuck me. Where do I even begin, dude? Where the fuck do I even begin? Well, I should probably pick a good starter. Ugh, I'm going with Mudkip. Dude. It's just so touched. So, yeah. Yeah. Evil stuff, right? Evil stuff is immense. All right. We got a video that Jar has made on Ponder. So, now I'm not going to pick Torchic, you fucker. Dude, okay? Like, this makes the electric gym, like, way easier, dude. Like, fuck off. Dude, anyways. But yeah. So, Jar came back into the commentary community, essentially, to slam dunk on Ponder Sprocket, which I've heard that he was super successful with, obviously. Fuck me. But then, there was also something that happened last night with Mally malware shit, which, I'm gonna be so real, bro. I don't care about some of the things they did publicly. Hold on, let me give this guy a banger name. But no, it's like, there's some things I just don't really like. I don't care that they're staying friends with Ponder Sprocket, because there's a few people that are. Most people cut them off. Like, I know Calamara did, Streamline Workshop did, Clown Teeth did, and I'm trying to think of who else would have. But fuck. There was quite a bit of people, dude. Quite a bit of people. And they're no longer friends with the Ponder Sprocket channel anymore, which is kind of interesting, because I guess, like, they might have either they just found out about some of the stuff now, or I guess it's just a bad look. It's fucking mental. I'm gonna look at Doma. Yeah, I don't know. I saw Shister talk about it, and, like, apparently Cupidite defend them. So I'm gonna, like, take a look into that. Why not, right? Some TikTok art shit. A little bit of, like, a palate cleanser after everything. You know, stuff I'm familiar with versus stuff I'm not. Fuck me. But yeah, there's that. But the only thing I found, like, of interest, in my own, like, personal opinion, is, what was it, like, Lin Lin made a statement about, like, Mally and the whole, like, Beckett thing, and it's like, dog, I thought, for one, I thought you retired. I didn't know that you were still, like, you know, lurking. Like, I kind of thought, like, you know, after they left that server just to get, like, information on dual tones to make that video that I thought was, like, not only just mid, but just fucking garbage. Thought they just fucking left. It's like, it just does come off like that they're complaining about being called out for slandering people. Like, I know, like, they were, like, a minor in the community, but at the same time, bro, like, Lin Lin was slandering and being disingenuous with people. So it's like, obviously, that's gonna get called out. I think the craziest thing in there that Doodle Tones did was wish for them to, like, to have, like, a Mr. Medicare moment in the context of that, which Doodle Tones has constantly been like, oh my god, dude, Mr. Medicare's, like, the worst thing that's ever happened to me. So for them to wish that onto somebody else is kind of insane. But, like, fuck me, man. It's just so schizo, bro. All I know is I turned Lin Lin into Stalin. Dude, fuck you. Yeah, dude, also, I had to, like, I was like, dude, the Lin Lin thing, I was locked the fuck in, bro. I screenshotted, like, everything. Bro, they were going over them on stream. There's a fucking lot, okay? I think there's unironically, like, 21 screenshots in total. Dude, I kid you not, bro. It was fucking something else, man. It was something else. Also, I'm gonna go heal this little Mudkip. But yeah, no, it's I don't know, like, I can't really take Lin Lin that seriously, given, like, what I know about with them. Like, I mean, what, they're a grown adult now. Like, what, they would have been 17, 20, 23, so they should be, like, 19, whatever, right? 19, 20. But it's like, I don't know. I don't really give a fuck with some of the things that they've done, either. But it's like, I will say, it is kind of crazy. Hold on, let me go through these screenshots just so I'm not just, like, yappity yap, because I actually do want to show you these things. You know, just before we go into the Ponder War, right? So, this is the beginning. Hey there! It has abruptly been brought to my attention that Lyo's friends have decided to discuss some issues surrounding Mally malware on his stream today. Okay, then we got... What? New PNG? Yeah, dude, like, we're going to war, okay? We're going to fucking war! Yeah, fuck. Nah. But yeah. Some issues surrounding Mally malware on his stream today. I have been asked to give my account on the issues that Mally and I had during my time in the commentary community. And after having accepted that idea that my side would end with me having been effectively left out at the room by the wider community. After multiple people, Mally included, chose to favor cheap entertainment over treating the conversation with anything close to the respect that anyone else in these spaces seemed entitled to. I am more than happy to give my side of the story and to explain the behavior that Mally engaged in surrounding it that I find reprehensible. To give a bit of background, I was a content creator operating in general commentary spaces from around back at the end of 2022 until around mid-2024, and given how I was a minor in these spaces for a large portion of the time, yeah, about that, right? Lin Lin should have realistically not been fucking in these spaces at all, right? This motherfucker was literally like 12 when they started commentary. Like, what the fuck? The ever so quick to accept that person in their community is just wild to me. It's fucking mind blowing. But like, whatever. We keep going. But fuck. Okay. Then we got for a large portion of that time, it's hardly shocking that I was largely mistreated by a large portion of the community in a variety of ways, and while I won't go into detail with most of them here, as I have made peace with them at this point, the one that I will mention is my involvement with a former figurehead of the community called Just a Robot. It's like, dude. Fucking... Dude. Holy shit, ACC canceled. What's up, Lanza? Yikes. Dude, what the fuck are you... What's up, dude? What's up? But then we got fucking this. It was thanks to a collab video that Jar and I had made together that my presence in the community had grown to still largely insignificant degree that it did. And given his support ties with people I used to consider friends at the time, I was pretty hesitant to speak negatively of him. Well, as the thing that caused him to be booted from the community either hadn't happened yet or were able to be rationalized in a way in my mind. As I was 16 to 17-year-old during that period, I considered him a colleague who had grown up in commentary spaces where his other negative qualities appeared so much more normal than I now recognize them to be. Dude. In spite of that, things came to a head in June 2023 when Jar was having a spat with Mally Malware and Harley TBS over them handing him some pretty harmless criticism over a thumbnail he made for his then upcoming video about Spoctor. And after I scrolled Twitter on my phone during a night out with friends, I made the mistake of throwing him a bone that he was not in any way entitled to. And Jar took that as an excuse to start flailing my name around as if it exonerated him when it really didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? Dude. Okay, look, if you guys don't remember the whole fucking Spoctor drama from 2023 with like Jar's thumbnail, right? This is the fucking level we're at. Jar's fucking thumbnail, right, was some bullshit to do with, like, he made a thumbnail on Spoctor, and it just said, I was out here to get a cupcake. Very clear EDP joke, yes. But it was very, like, heavily complained about that it was like, hey, maybe don't make this guy look like a horrible pedophile when covering him. That's a dangerous insinuation to make. That was essentially, like, the whole criticism with the thumbnail. And then it just, like, went down to this really autistic fucking rabbit hole of, like, degeneracy. Like, we had, like, some stuff behind the scenes where it's like, I guess Lin Lin ended up making a video, and Mally Malware and Doodle Tones did some lines in it, which, I mean, is Jar inconsistent for it? Yeah, probably. Because Jar gave Mally a harder time than Doodle Tones, and Doodle Tones read Harley's lines, but, like, their conversation was very civil, and he was asking to make sure that she was okay, versus the fucking, like, demon voice note that he sent to Mally, basically insinuating, like, when I was smaller, Doodle Tones still gets hate to this day, okay? And that's when I was a smaller channel. It'd be quite interesting if I made a video on one of you people. Like, okay, dude, shut the fuck up, bro. Dude, it's just so cringe. But, yeah, there was that. But, yeah, it's very clear that he's inconsistent when it's, like, Mally or Doodle Tones. because Doodle Tones was like a more of aggressive response. Sorry, Mally was more of aggressive response. Doodle Tones was his editor. He was literally checking on her, seeing how she was. She was sick. You know, they just had a civil conversation, catching up with each other. It's so cringe, like with how it gets like that. DMs, ace, DMs, ace, DMs, DMs, DMs. Okay, bro. This better be good, bro. This better be good. What the fuck is that? Lin Lin, no! No! You're fascist for silencing criticism. Free my boy platform Aether. No! No! How could they? Dude, that was fucked up. Tears, you know. Tears in the chat, dude. Fuck. But yeah, then we got... It was thanks to a collab video that Jar and I had made together that my presence in the community had grown to the still largely insignificant degree that it did, and given his important ties with people I used to consider friends at the time. Okay. I was pretty hesitant to speak negatively of him, as the things that caused him to be booted from the community either hadn't happened... Okay, yeah, I read that. Yay. Okay. Yeah, just making sure. In spite of, okay, wait, let me, dude, this is evil. Yeah, we read that. Yeah, see, Reddish Drummer just fucking threw me off, dude. This guy is evil, by the way. Who's Lin Lin Ace? Someone who was, like, in the SCC, but, like, also ACC. It's kind of funny, because even by their own self-admission, they, like, they treated Doodle Tones like their mentor, because Doodle Tones would understand transphobia. Let me ask them for advice of what to do in these situations. And, like, they were, like, pretty close, you know, they were just, they were an underling of Doodle Tones. But, yeah, no, it's, pretty fucked up and evil. They had, like, beef in 2023, and this was, like, kind of, like, the biggest it got, like, from their side. It seems like anytime Lin Lin was ever, like, relevant, it was just, like, you know, just them getting mogged. Like, dude. But yeah. And Jar took the situation as justification to have Lio Convoy reach out to me and to get us to sit aside to have a discussion about our differences. And due to misinformed sense of me owing him one, I agreed, only for him to begin that conversation by blackmailing me with a credible threat of him sending his transphobic audience after me. See the call we had at the linked timestamp. Gulps. Okay. And this was something that Mally Malware was no stranger to, as we were working together on the Minecraft Manhunt SMP that she was doing on Twitch at the time, with a few other creators around that time. Okay. Cut to Jar's now well-known case of creepily hunting Mally and co at VidCon. Mally ended up having a conversation with Jar, with Heat and Mitsuru present. The conversation was prompted by Jar sending Mally an absolutely ridiculous voice note where, amongst other things, he uses the same credible threat of sending his audience after me again. Now, I'm not gonna lie, right? Okay. This is gonna be like where I kind of like have a disconnect with some people, right? This is how it starts. All right. Mally has this call because Jar is being a fucking freak to her, right? Not taking no as an answer for, like, meeting up with her, leaving a very fucking creepy voice note, and somehow it's Lin Lin that should be the focus of this call. See, that's something I don't have a connection with. Like, literally, Mally was in person, like, in real life, getting harassed by this fucker, right? And they had a call about it. But because one line was said, where they said that they would send their audience, like, that they could send their transphobic audience at Lin Lin, it's like, you desperately need that? Dog, what? Like, even, like, by your own admission, you claim to have had that beforehand. I don't really understand the need for her to have to have the call, right? I just don't really fucking get that. Because it's like, yeah, look what he did to Mally, what he did to Mally, what he did to me. It's like, what? I don't know, I just have, it's where I get, like, a little bit of a disconnect here, because, honestly, right, this is more Mally's call than anything, right? Like, she could obviously do what she needs to with it, because it's like, it's her situation, her thing. Last I checked, Lin Lin wasn't being stalked in real life by this fucker. Like, I don't know, like, that's just kind of like where I'm just getting a disconnect with some of the people here. But, like, then we got here. And after I seen that voice note, I was quite shaken up, to say the least. After I thought that Jar blackmailing me was something I'd be able to move on and forget about, but after hearing that he was willing to leave that on the table just as a means of getting a one-up on someone that he was having his own spat with at the time, I had lost almost all sense of security in that idea that he wouldn't eventually just blow up another gasket and follow through with his threat. Yeah, so like, it happened in a voice note, not even the call. I mean, I guess Mally could have just given the voice note, but, like, even then, that was more of a threat to Mally. Like, you were mentioned, sure, but, like, it's more of, like, a threat directed at, like, Mally. So it's, like, I can understand why Mally feels a bit more personally invested in this, considering it's a direct, like, thing to her. So it's, like, the whole call, I mean, I watched it. It's been a while. It's been a fucking while. But, like, the call is, like, literally Mally versus Jar. So it's about, like, you know, their own differences. I don't know why you would be entitled to that call if, like, what happened was in the voice note, apparently. It's like, I don't know. It's just so fucking bizarre. But then we got... Ugh. And while that thankfully never came to pass in the end, I had asked Mally if she was able to provide me with a copy of the call that she had with Jar, Heaton, and Jar's roommate. But, like, what happened with you was in the voice note. Why would you ask for the call? Just ask for the voice note. I don't fucking get this. As my situation was discussed there as well. Okay, but the... whatever. And so I would need that to be able to fully have all the facts in front of me. And the voice note wasn't good enough? Like, I don't fucking get it. Like, honestly, right? I don't get why you needed the call from Mally, rather than just, like, instead of just asking Lio to set up a call with Jar at the time. This was 2023? I mean, hell, you could have still done it in 2024. Why? I don't know. It's just, it feels like such a delay in, like, you know, doing the actions. Yeah, well, time to listen to the whole call again just for the funnies. No, fuck you. We're not, we're not doing that. Fuck that. But yeah. And while that thankfully never came to pass in the end, yada, along with another DM exchange we had about the subject, Mally decided not to give me the call in question due to an agreement that she came to with Jar to not have any of that spat go public without any given party spreading misinformation about it. Well, yeah. I mean, fuck. I'm pretty sure, like many people, Mally's reasoning for not leaking the call is because, even though sometimes I find it soy and cucked, it's like, sometimes people will throw the first stone, right? But, like, realistically, Jar can be really annoying to deal with, like, when he's, like, A-logging you. So it's like some people just want it to end rather than keep continuing. So it's like, yeah, leaking this call would have caused months and months more of, like, going against Jar. And, again, in context, this was the guy in real life keeping tabs on her, in real life, bro. All right, would not take no as an answer at VidCon. Made, like, comments about, like, you know, his buff stature at VidCon, right? And, like, just every time it's like, oh, can we talk about this? No. Can we talk about this? No. Like, just would not take that as an answer. This guy's fucking, like, freaky, dude. Like, I can understand, like, not wanting to deal with that guy, especially after the fucking IRL, like, thing. It's... I don't know, it just kind of makes sense. But yeah, then we got some DMs with them. Hey, Mally. Hope you're doing well with how rough times have been for everyone these days. Just wanted to let you know that apparently Jar has gone off to the deep end, and now has publicly said he is planning on making that video on me that he was previously considering. Do you still have the recording? So this was in 2024. Right? This was pre-Cinny shit, right? Honestly, right, my question is why Lin Lin couldn't just have a call with Jar, like, and ask Lio about it, especially if Jar was going to make a video, right? I just don't understand that. That would have been a way more productive route and, like, would have actually got things done rather than begging someone else for their call that they have very obvious reasons to be uncomfortable with, like, you know, releasing that shit. It's just so fucking weird. But then we got, do you have the recording of your call with him? If he goes over the entirety of my video, I'll def be needing it. Hey, Lin, I'm as good as any student is, starving and stressed. Hope you've been faring better. And yeah, I've heard Jar mention planning to do a handful of ACC videos in his recent vids. Sound like he's just being a petty loser. As for the call, that can't become public unless Jar lies about something that requires it to become public. He and I agreed he wouldn't go airing our dirty laundry around like drama, and that includes the call. If he lies, all right, yeah, if he lies about something, then okay. But otherwise, I'm not going to leak anything. Is there something in particular in that call do you think he'd even lie about, like, or something? I'm out at the moment, but we could talk once I'm home in a few hours if you're up. Whether or not I'll be free depends on if I'll be working or not. Like, Lin Lin has a job? Dude, that's fucking news to me. But, yeah, anyways. For reference, I'm going to be working from 12 to 4 today, and it's 9:51 now, okay? And yeah, that reasoning is fair. Frankly, I have absolutely no clue where the stopping point is for him now that he doesn't, like, that he hasn't got people like Lio keeping him in check anymore. Then we got, well, I know it's petty, I ain't particularly happy with him saying in his video on Vincent that Lin Lin thinks anyone who buys Hogwarts Legacy is a transphobe. After we all had a call where I made it clear, even though it really already was, that my point was more nuanced than that. And I've already been starting to my get a life era, so to speak. So to be dragged back like this sure ain't fun, to be honest. What do you mean? I mean, maybe Lin Lin just cares too much about what people say about them online, but, like, realistically, you can just ignore the guy. Like, he'll... I don't know. Like, it's been pretty easy for me to ignore some people. I don't... I mean, like, especially if you're supposedly, like, disconnected from the internet. Like, what do we drag back in? Lol? Like, I've been spending basically all year preparing to get out of commentary to do more fulfilling shit, like getting a real job, lol. Okay, so... Dude, you're literally retiring. What do you mean? Like, I mean, I guess, when would have this been? 2024, I see. Sorry that this ends up being the way we get talking about it, like, talking again, by the way. Alright, home in a couple minutes. Sorry. That was 3 a.m. my time, and turns out my family wanted to go hard last night. We could try and link up again in a bit once I send them off home. I'll be free tonight, your morning, I think, properly then. Okay. Then we got... Fucking hell. Sweet, just woke up. Alright, Coolio, I'm around if you are still. Yeah, I'll be on 1 second. Hi, bet. To be fair, they did say they're free at, like, 11:18, and then, like, it took up 30 minutes. Alright, yeah, I mean, I get... Alright, drop me a call when you're good. Sorry for initially missing this. 11:50. Okay. Alright, they said this at 11:50. They still haven't responded back. They tried again. I keep walking away from the PC right as you're available! And this was, like... like 26 minutes later. In it. Okay, I'll call in like 2 minutes. Gotta go finish tea making, dude. Dude, this is like what me and my me and Beckett's DMs look like, bro. This is so fucked. I'm like Lin Lin, he's like Mally, dude. This is so fucked up, dude. Sorry, mate. I was just making a fucking raw steak, dude. I just really like biting into it and just feeling the fucking blood just go through my teeth, like. Dude, fucked up, bro. Fucked up. Then we got the next one. Okay. And that was a choice that I completely respected at the time. As, at the end of the day, the last thing that I want this to be taken as is me policing Mally's agency to handle her own issues, which are as she saw fit. Reality is that I was caught in the crossfire of that, through absolutely no fault of Mally, and when dealing with people like Jar, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And I was ultimately happy to just let bygones be bygones in that respect until 4th February 2025, when Mally approached me to let me know that her past issues with Jar, including her own where our situations overlapped, were going to be discussed on livestream being hosted by another commentator called Beckett. Oh no. What's the point of this DM? I guess to show that Mally had like Mally just couldn't. I guess Mally just couldn't call right away. I don't fucking know. What the fuck was that? I think showing, yeah, yeah, there really wasn't. Dude, my good friend aired me. Dude, that's so fucked. But yeah, and we got, fuck. Hey, Lin, hope this is good news for you. Okay, actually, I want to see the differences. This was, what they said, the 4th of February, and this was, okay, halfway through, last year. So it took 6 months, I guess. The cold jar I had is going to be public. Basically, everyone said, fuck this guy. This should be shared in some form of another, so Beckett is going over it. I know you're not in the scene anymore, but I hope this alleviates any lingering stress Jar might have caused. Okay. So, yeah, obviously, like, there was a whole bunch of shit that happened. I mean, to be honest, there was a reason to leak it at this point. This was, like, when VidCon shit was, like, going down. And, like, obviously, like, some context had to be given because Jar did kind of make a lie about VidCon. I mean, it was, like, maybe not detail exactly about Mally, but, like, he did make a lie about it. It was something that was talked about in the video, like Beckett's video back in, like, last year. And, like, he was saying that, like, Ponder, like, all the art girlies came out and leaked this against him because they're all just after him. So, yeah, that was a lie. I mean, I guess it met the standards of, like, you know, to be leaked at that point. And, like, yeah, it would make sense why she didn't go to Lin Lin first, considering she was retiring. It's like, I mean, would you go to a retired commentator to be like, hey, are you still, like, making that, you're still making that video, right? Like, obviously the answer would be no. I mean, they're not making that video. I mean, at least that you would think so. If someone says that they're leaving the community for good, right? It's like, it makes very little sense to, like, give them something for a video. Like, to be very honest. DMs again, loser? Dude, you suck. I'll check it after this DM. Oh, you have no idea. I didn't want to make it anyone else's problem, but not being able to say anything has felt pretty suffocating. You guys have been good these days? I could relate to that. I've been agonizing over this call for a few weeks now. It was annoying to watch him mention it and never fully say a lie, but still control the narrative while I've been trying to figure out if it's wrong to share. Like, I don't want people to think I'll just leak their shit, you know? But oh my god, this man drives me to the brink, so I'm seriously hoping that this will be a relief and peace of mind I've been after. But otherwise, yeah, I'm good. Helps that I'm focusing on cringe nowadays. Dude, also fucking Reddist, you gotta stop with this shit, man. You gotta stop with this, man. You're a fucking menace. Menace drummer, dude. Fucking hell. But yeah, I initially was quite happy about this, because while Jar didn't have the immense community leverage over me anymore that he once did due to his incident with Cinnabear, I thought that this meant that even if just in passing, my situation with Jar would have been explored with the kind of seriousness that you expect from a late 20s man, if I recall correctly, abusing his community stature to credibility blackmail a child, yeah? However, that was before I was adequately familiar with Beckett's persona on his platform as someone who is more than happy to treat the topics he covers as a complete and utter joke, at least as far as what I have seen from him, as I don't have much interest in commentary content anymore and have only seen a few bits and pieces. See, this is actually another thing I have an issue with, right? Dude, with Beckett shit, right? I do remember with the call, Beckett, it's not like Beckett fucking added like MLG edits in like the call just to like mock the situation. He brought up the points. The video was taken, like, you know, like, it wasn't like a joke. It was kind of neutral. It was informative, right? But it wasn't like, get a load of this guy. It's like, I don't get what you mean by, like, it wasn't taken seriously. Like, I don't know. Like, that just seems like a random stretch. You had a problem with another take that they made, because you were having an issue that, like, I guess Jar didn't really care too much about the racism thing in context to him defending a child groomer. Like, yeah, obviously there's going to be something that's more of a focus. Something you never covered, by the way. You never covered his Cinnabear shit. I mean, it could actually be said to you that you're, like, making the situation not as serious as it needs to be. Because instead of, like, focusing on the actions Jar has done, you made it a fuck Beckett and fuck Mally situation. And, like, everyone's just been, like, looking at, like, you kind of, like, just, like, spurg out about it. Like, I mean, if anyone's not taking it seriously, bro, I think it's you calling Beckett a fascist. Like, come on, dude. Like, the fascistic behavior? Like, fuck off. But yeah. Hey there, it has been abruptly to my attention that Lia's friends have decided, okay, I've already read that. Dude, they're running. They're running. Yeah. Then we got this second batch. I was initially watching the stream as it happened, but after a few minutes of Beckett showing that he was not in any way going to take the situation seriously. Dude, I don't know, like, with the Jar stuff, yeah, I mean, he laughed at, like, people calling him a racist, but, like, I mean, with everything else, like, yeah, sure, he does, like, poke fun at Jar. His video was fine. I mean, he went over everything pretty fine. His interview was fine with Jar. The video that he made with, like, the Mally call was fine. Like, I don't know where it's, like, again, like, it's not like he, like, pointed and laughed, being like, dude, look at this guy, he acting like an anime villain. Like, no, he just didn't do that shit. Like, yeah, Beckett's video was pretty good. Like, it's just... It's just so touched. It's so touched. Like, show me, like, like, did Beckett mock your situation, Lin Lin? Did they? Because even the clip that you show has nothing to do with it. Literally. Like, actually, you know what? Just for a fucking palate cleanser, alright? Because why not, dude? Fucking why not? Let's look up Cope and Seethe real quick. Because the call is the call. We don't actually have to watch the call. We just gotta look at, like, the first few minutes of this shit. The recap, if you will. Alright? Let's see where it wasn't taken seriously. Okay?
Alright, good. That's better.
No, stop. You are raping me.
Hey, so...
Voice note 1, Mally DM, da.
Oh, just to give some context for all of
Yeah.
this, because it occurred back in 2023, and let's be honest, I can barely remember
So, like,
what
3
happened
minutes.
last week. On June 16th of
Look at him
2023,
not
just
taking this
before
shit
VidCon,
seriously.
Just a Robot released the thumbnail for his upcoming Spoctor video. A few people, one of which was Mally, thought this thumbnail may cross a bit of a line, and she voiced these concerns on Twitter. Jar would begin demanding some kind of call to discuss this, and as VidCon was coming up, he suggested, in a series of messages, actually meeting up with Mally, something she felt pretty uncomfortable with, especially with the way Jar was phrasing it. Nevertheless, things would largely go quiet on the topic until August, when a creator named Lin Lin released a video on Just a Robot, and he subsequently began to spiral and lose his mind. In particular,
See,
Jar
no mocking
was
of Lin Lin
pretty
so
unhappy
far.
that Mally Malware lent her voice to reading her own tweets in Lin Lin's video. I'm going to include an extended bit of this video here, because frankly the way he goes at Harley is, I don't know, just kind of revealing.
My brother in Christ, what the f is that thumbnail?
Showing
I'm
Lin
as
Lin's
sore about
video?
Spoctor as the next person, but referencing a grown adult meeting up with a child for sex is not the move. Please, I beg, change that text. It's not right to
Dude,
imply
like-
such a thing, even unintentionally.
Only for Jar to reply thusly.
Well, I don't call him a P word or a G word at any point in the video. I mean, I put a cupcake
I
next
just
to me
don't see
when I
where
went
the
over
mocking
my
is.
allegations. Would you like to have a friendly VC about it?
Jar, no one said that you called Spoctor a predator or a groomer in your video. I mean, how could they? Your video wasn't even up yet. The most that this argument does is distract from what Mally is saying by ultimately strawmanning what she was even arguing by bringing up something that, even if she did have a way to know, wasn't even the topic of conversation. It's at this point that
See, the thing is, right, I don't think he's actually going to... I'll still watch the rest of it. But it's like, Beckett didn't even know who the fuck Lin Lin was before this. Like, so it's like, there was no, like, conceived notion of Lin Lin. It was a very neutral stance, so, like, no, he's not gonna be like, oh, Lin Lin, ugh. Like, dude.
Harley TBS joins the battle.
Hello, little gay people in my phone.
The difference is that your video on your allegations was addressing false allegations, satirizing them in the thumbnail. And at the end of the day, what you do with your brand/rep is your own choice and will only affect you. However, when making a video on Spoctor, it makes the implication that the allegations against him are much worse and draws a poor equivalency between him and EDP, which could be considered damaging. It's not a good choice to do this thumbnail as such, in my opinion.
Pretty reasonable and good faith critique on Harley's end there, I would say, and yet, Jar's response would be this.
I mean, if there's one person who knows about thumbnails backfiring, it's you. You're still getting hate over the one you did where you were, I think, 14, maybe 15. This one.
I don't know why you're trying to get a clapback on genuine criticism. This is so immature.
That's not what I was going for. I've never even tried that on you once, to be honest.
Whoa there, cowboy. Seems like we've taken a bit of a leap there.
This would lead to a series of voice messages and demands once again for a VC. While I'm almost certainly missing some minor bits of context, I think that's probably enough setup to get into it. Let's get started with the first voice note.
Hello, Millie.
Wow. Dude, did you see how he did not take that situation seriously at all? What? Dude, Lin Lin, you might be onto something, bro. Fuck. Yeah, did you see how he epically fucking mocked Lin Lin the whole time? Did you see how, like, you know, Lin Lin just, like, fuck, her story was just blown out of proportion and, like, you know, no one's taking her seriously because of Beckett's coverage solely? What? I'm taken aback. Dude, I don't know what to do. What the fuck? Dude. Like, fuck me, dude. Dude, it's just mind-blowing to me. And you know what? It just makes it so much better. Alright, fuck. Okay. Dude. Dude. That coverage. Oh, she left! She's a... Dude. She's talking about Spider-Man PS4. No wonder. That clip is gone forever. It's aged. It's gone. Dude. That's what... Dude. What a bitch. Dude. When the fuck did this happen?
Well, you guys can still see my Spider-Man PS4, haha. I'm done with commentary, though. Gulps.
Dude, fucking bitch, dude. Dude. Anyways. Yeah, I was going to proceed to show you that 1 minute clip or whatever, right? But, like, nope. Just fucking nope. But yeah, that coverage is what led Lin Lin to be like, this guy just did not take this shit seriously. How the fuck is anyone gonna take my story seriously now? Urgh. Anime rage. Dude, okay, yeah. Drummer, hook me up, bruh. Fuck. Dude. Okay. Dude. I think, like, where was I? Oh, it's the first one. I haven't even read it yet. Dude, this is so touched.
Made a live stream releasing Mali's side of the situation,
Yeah,
including that call.
This is what led. Okay, that coverage that I just showed you of Beckett's is what led to this clip, bro.
And after I had been watching the stream myself for a bit, I realized something. While Mali ultimately changing her mind on whether or not to remain silent herself is something that she was more than entitled to do, it did strike me as a bit off that Mali would take the situation to a reactionary sado who talks as if he's only 1 or 2 usages of the N-word away from being right at home in a Call of Duty lobby from before I was born.
At the risk of making Jar sound dangerously based, let's just say the racism accusations are more than just doing some voices. Now, while I don't personally care, I think that there is more than enough here that if you wanted to make that accusation, it is a reasonable one to make, and Jar getting so upset about it is absolutely insane.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.
Openly claimed to not take issue with racist behavior, and only using it for the sake of forcing an argument for internet points. Get a life, fam.
I really do hope that the massive door that y'all are leaving open for fascistic behavior in this community by enabling this guy, rather than the people who actually pertain to the situation at hand, is getting overlooked because you guys are ignorant, rather than because you're too childish to care.
Dude, it's just so gay. It's just... Bro, like, I can't be fucked, bro. I really can't be fucked. Lin Lin is just a spurg through and through. Dude. Yeah, Subnautica is good, but, like, fuck. Big gay. What's up, bro, Lin? It's so fucking over, man. It's so fucking over. Dude. But, I mean, like, even then, right? I mean, so he has fascistic behavior because he said he doesn't personally care about it that much, but you could make the claim that he's racist. So that's like gonna make him like the fucking commentary Nazi dude. Like it's just so gay. Like, to be fair, right? Obviously, racism's fucking bad. No shit. But like, if someone was just racist, I'm not gonna make a full-blown video on them. Are you kidding me? I feel like, honestly, because if that was the standard, there would be a lot of videos being made on people. I just personally ignored them. Like, if they genuinely are, like, fucking racist, I would just ignore them. That's just kind of like how it goes to, like, that's just kind of like the point it is with it. But then on top of that, right, especially in this context, right, Jar just defended someone that groomed a child. No one should be focusing on the other thing more than that. That is the strongest, not even just the strongest point, but like the biggest fuck up he has ever had. Obviously, that's going to be talked about in comparison to him having his character be black for a bit. I don't, it's just so dumb. But yeah, I don't know. It's scuffed. But yeah, I was initially watching the stream as it happened, but after a few minutes of Beckett showing that he was not in any way going to take the situation seriously, I closed the stream and asked Mally if she could provide me with a copy of the call she had with Heaton and I mentioned earlier, primarily because Beckett's video containing that call wasn't out at this point, and from what I had gathered from my time watching a stream, I didn't think it was appropriate for someone with Beckett's presence to have the monopoly he did at the time over the little discussion that there was concerning my story, largely because, while I find it ridiculous that this apparently needs to be said, the situation as a whole took quite the toll on my mental health at the time, and someone like Beckett being the, at the time, sole bearer of the discussion surrounding my situation, albeit indirectly, was hardly the comfort that Mally hoped it was, as it largely meant my situation would either fly completely under the radar or get perceived as a complete joke. Honestly, Lin Lin, if you didn't crash out about it, people would have been like, wow, Jar really was just beefing with a minor online and saying that they were going to send their audience at them. And that critique would have been used. It genuinely would have. Now you've turned it into, why the fuck are you calling Beckett a fascist? You're just a fucking idiot. Like, that's been more the focus because of your actions. Your actions, unironically, cause people to not take your story seriously. Not because of Beckett's coverage of it, not because Mally gave the call to Beckett, but because you went about it the way that you did. That is what it, like, took all the attention away from it, all the seriousness away from it. But yeah, it's just so mind-blowing. But then we got this right here. You got a link to just a copy of the call itself, by the way. Nah, but I do have the audio file. There was no reason to have video with it, so I just extracted the audio. I could send it to you once Beckett is done if you like. Please do, because I am going to be airing Jar out when I get the time. Life has been pretty stressful with my living situation these days, and slapping around a racist sounds fun. What? And you could let Beckett know I'll be free for any context if he's interested. Wait. No. We need to take this situation seriously. Slapping around a racist sounds fun. Really? Really, Lin Lin? Dude, not only are you not even taking it seriously here, but you're talking about throwing the first stone. What has Jar done to you in the past years? Like, past couple of years? What has Jar done that would, cause you to need to defend yourself? Because reasonably so, you started this with like, oh, I need this just in case. I need this just in case Jar goes after me. But now you're like wanting to throw the first stone. It's just so fucking bizarre to me. What do you want? What do you want? Do you just like want relevance off the guy? Like, or are you genuinely like wanting it in self-defense? Because those are like kind of like two differences, like two different things. You're either A, wanting this call just in case he goes after you, so you can have to protect yourself, so that you have his admission, so you can talk about it freely, or you just want to be the first one to break it. Like, and if you were the first one to break it, Lin Lin, I'm sorry to break it to you, but that would cause Jar 100% to go at you because you threw the first stone in that regard. Like, what are you talking about? Dude, fuck me. But yeah, Def let Beckett know I'll be free for any context if he's interested. Didn't you say that you just saw it and weren't interested? Hold on. Sure thing. I'm probably going to be a bit late to his stream today. Okay, so he hasn't streamed yet. I got another thing scheduled in, but I'm sure he'll keep an eye on chat too if you jump in there to add anything. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. Need the file of the call, the DM / and voice note from Jar when you can. At this point, things are looking to be a lot more important for me to speak out about the situation because I would rather not have the narrative under the control of this 4chan user. Okay. Okay. Cool stuff. When was that? 2341. So that was several hours. Okay, so that is like their change up. Interesting. Dab it down a bit, my guy. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What'd I do? What'd I do? What'd I do? I'm winning. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna need the file of the call. Yeah, whatever. That's alright. That alright? That was asked 3 hours. You alive? Sorry, I was immersed in the stream, but it should be fine. Beckett is going to upload the full call with context tomorrow, so I'll see what else he adds to that and go from there. Okay. This brought me trying to organize a time where Mally and I could privately discuss the matter so that I could communicate how the choice of leaving my situation on Beckett's desk was a bit violating, to say the least. Okay. Spending what time I could while I was taking a weekend's holiday with friends to attend a Yu-Gi-Oh! Event in Birmingham, cool stuff, to organize a point where we could reconvene and talk through what was going on here. See below DMs for me trying to get in touch with Mally to organize a call, and the link to see the first round of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Event in question for the Saturday of the event. Okay, dude. And then we got, again, it's not really going over the jar stuff itself. I just want to know why y'all took this to Beckett. Okay. When was this DM? Was this a month later? Okay. Yeah, it was a month later. Like, way later. Thought I might as well drop this your way. Coolio, I'll take a listen. Alright, gave it a listen. My only suggestion would be to link your full call with Jar and Lio in the description or something. Otherwise, Jar, if he ever crawls back, might say you were cutting him out of context or whatever. But other than that, I hope that you feel relief after Jar being your pest for so long. Okay. Reason I didn't link it was because I didn't really see it all that necessary. All it would really achieve in the immediate term would be to give more content to hecklers. That being said, okay, Jar losing his shit and responding poorly would not shock me at this point. So if he did it so in a way that made it releasing that call necessary, then I will. Okay, so now you're having the same standard. I mean, imagine if Mally said this to Lin Lin. I would give it the call to you, but I just don't really want to give content to hecklers. But, like, you know, when it's, like, revealed to you, it's like, I don't really, want to give call to hecklers, you know? I don't want to give content to hecklers. I'll only do it if Jar lies. It seems like that was her standard. Like, it's just so bizarre, dude. Dude, it's so... It's just so fucking weird. Wait, with Lin talking about this, wouldn't that just derail things again? Does anyone even remember this stuff? Dude, Lin Lin unironically did, derail stuff, when talking about their personal experiences with doodle tones, and just, made it about a thing, when the whole George Raccoon shit was happening, instead of talking about that, they rather talk about where doodle tones, slapped their hand on their, their wrist because they slandered people, and they were mad that they were publicly called out rather than having a private chat about it, which I really just don't care. But, yeah, no, it's just really bizarre here. And honestly, I'm going to be so real with you, Lin Lin. If it ever got to you, right? If people ever came to you being like, could I have the full call? And this was your response, I don't want to give more content to you fuckers, right? You would look like you're hiding something. You would look like that you are cutting things out of context. To be genuinely honest, that's how it would look. That's a dumb reasoning. But, yeah. All because, while I have no issue with the two being associated with each other, if they see fit to be, Mally having knowledge of how this was impacting me as it was going down, and handing it to someone who operates the way Beckett does, instead of the minor who Jar blackmailed to begin with, was something I found hurtful to be coming from someone who, while I was I had been growing more distant from that by this point, was still someone I thought better of at this point than to carelessly hand my situation off. Well, it's not your situation. That's the crazy part about it. Yeah, someone off who conducts himself as on his platform as Beckett does. You're like a cliff note, all right? You are like a side note in it. The whole call that they had was like Jar being a fucking freak to Mally and harassing them in real life. And you're claiming that to be your situation. Were you telling Jar to leave you alone at VidCon and like him not acknowledging that no multiple times? Were you the one in DMs where Jar was talking about their muscular bod and their big figure, like, you know, like uncomfortably so? Were you the one that was being stalked at a like VidCon and being followed around? Was that you? Then if all those answers are no, then why the fuck are you calling it your situation? It's not your situation. It's Mally's. Like, oh, fuck me, dude. Dude, it's over. Anyways. Carelessly had my situation off to someone who conducts himself on his platform as Beckett does. See below DMs for discussion of us watching the call in Susie's cardboard box server, and me there in seeing where Jar had used the threat of sending his audience my way again. And apparently you already had this in the call with Lio. I don't even know why you needed it again. Like, it's just so bizarre. Dude. Oh, you can hear me, like, fidgeting? It's just my fidget cube, dude. All the music sounds exactly the same. What are you guys even talking about? Oh, gorillas. Hey! Calm it down. No gorilla hate here. We love gorillas. Anyways. Okay. I take a look in the morning. Tilted as is. The new Overwatch patch is mid. Fam, gish galloping wasn't what I did. Fuck off. Jar cutting in while I was making a point that takes the use of a third brain cell isn't gish galloping. I was throwing all my points out at once. That is gish galloping. I was making the point in full before going forward. I'm sorry, but saying multiple points at once is gish galloping. Low, go to sleep, Lin. Lol, go to sleep, Lin. The call will be there for you in the morning. I'll try, lol. Oh god, what happened to the audio? Why does it sound so tiny? I didn't even realize. Let me see if I could get a clean version. Just woke up. I ironically was inches away from yelling to Jar's roommate that he can mind his business for which he is paid. Cool. We're watching the call in cardboard box if you're free. Okay. Jar, Mally hitting. Okay. Mally's VODs. Okay. Fuck me. Then we got. So the time is. So what time is that call going on? Probably in about an hour and a half. Right. Currently writing up a list of stuff I wouldn't go over with him. So I would want to go over with him. Here's a doc if you want to go check out everything I missed. Oh, okay. So this is okay, so this was. So wait, what are these dates? Huh? Wait. So you had the call this whole time? What are you talking about? Yeah, this was the call that you were ever so desperately wishing for. Dude, this was back in 2023. So you're telling me you had access to this call for 2 fucking years. And now you're begging for it again? Like, fuck off, dude. What the fuck? You couldn't just screen record the parts about you? Fuck me, dude. This bitch is an idiot. Like, fuck. I just can't. Alright, I'll check it against once the call is winding down before I ask if you could be invited to say your piece in case you think of more. Can you please show me the like to dislike ratio again? Sure. Ended up not calling you in, but I'll get the call to you in a bit. Bro, you already got the call! Like, what Dude, it's... Fuck me. Dude, this is so idiotic. But alas...
My attempts to reach out to Mally were met with no interest in us having that conversation to begin with, and so I decided to make my video called the Just a Robot video as a means of trying to reclaim what I could of my situation at this stage. Part of that was to include a segment in the introduction about the reason why I felt this video was so necessary to begin with, i.e. Mally's involvement, and after sending it to Mally's way, she didn't seem to object to anything about it at first, as the most she had to say was that I should have linked my original call with Jar in the description. I mean, okay. To be blunt, I'm gonna be so real with you, Lin Lin. If you never made, like, the fascistic point or whatever, right? Genuinely, you'd be fine right now. That video would have been out. People would have been like, wow, Lin Lin, I'm very sorry for your situation. But you decided to just, like, you know, just get spurged the fuck out, which is why people are mocking you for it. Like, it's just so gay. Dude. I could sum this all up in one word, Ace. Women. Dude, that's what I'm saying. She replied to all your messages, the freak. Like, yeah. And it's like, hot take, I don't think, like, okay. Honestly, Lin Lin, right? If your point is that Jar's harassing a minor, i.e. you, right? Why the fuck would it be a good idea to have you in the same call with him then? Like, to be confronted by the minor. Like, he'll just harass you directly in call. He won't hold back. Dude, fuck me. But yeah. Dude, will this fucking ever end, dude? Fuck. Oh, yeah, it's one last screenshot. But I suppose that brings us to today, where Lyo's mates are apparently having a discussion about Mally's previous actions. Yeah, his mod team. And while I appreciate the opportunity to speak my piece on what happened, I ask that everyone watching please respect my desire to move on with my life, as I have largely grown up quite a lot in recent years. Really? And do not need to have any further involvement in the commentary community in the future. Hope you all the best, and that you will all be from me. Will all be from me, Lin Lin. Dude, that'll be all from me. Dude. So, remember, she's like totally retired, guys. I can't be fucked, bro. I really can't be fucked. I genuinely can't be fucked. Like, what the fuck is she doing, bro? So, I left the community. I'm retiring, by the way. Here's my whole cope statement about the whole Beckett thing, despite after making a public video. I could respond to it with my own platform, but I'd rather give it to Lyo's mod team to look over on stream. Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Dude, it's just so fucked. I have to, like, speed up. Okay, here we go. But yeah, no, it's just so gay. Fuck me, man. You know, all that. It's just all spiteful, like, spite-ridden garbage. Because, again, right, if you genuinely wanted to have, like, you know, assurance, why didn't you just screen record, like, from, like, you know, him talking about you when you originally had the call 2 fucking years ago? Dude, I just can't be fucked. And then that wouldn't even be Mally breaking the deal if he did it that way. It's like, Mally didn't leak it, you did. But, like, even then, right, I think it's kind of disgusting that you're calling it your situation when Mally was the one who was, like, I mean, not to be blunt, but, like, sexually harassed. Dude, like, it's just garbage. It's garbage. You're entitled to a call where Mally was sexually harassed at? Like, what the fuck? It's just so gay. There are criticisms to be had of Mally, sure, right? Like, is she a hypocrite? Most likely, probably. I still have not seen the full call from 2024, right? I guess she said some things like Lyo deserved isolation and doesn't deserve friends or whatever. I don't really ever plan on going over that call because it's like, one, it's like a year ago, and two, it's like, obviously, right, I've just kind of come to the conclusion myself that I know Mally's going to act more aggressive to someone she doesn't like versus someone she does like. Is that hypocrisy? Yes, but, like, I know, like, lots of people that do that. It's just, I don't know. I'm not going to touch that, really, because I guess it's hypocrisy, but like I said, at the end of the day, it's normal hypocrisy. Like, it's, people have different perceptions of people that they like versus people that they don't like all the time. Is it gay? Yeah, but, like, I mean, fuck, I guess you could be critical of her still being associated with Ponder Sprocket after everything, but like honestly, I don't really care because the context with her still hanging around Ponder is to stay friends with her in order to essentially, right, be there for her to change, like help her change in her life. Which is like, okay, I get that. I mean, fuck, right? Also, I'm gonna do Nuzlocke rules. But like, fuck, right? Like, I get that to an extent. I mean, fuck. It's believing in the idea of like redemption, if you will. Like the ability for someone to change. And honestly, for someone to change, you kind of got to give them an environment to change in the first place. Otherwise, if you let them in the environment, right, where they're constantly being told that they're a bad person over and over again, they're realistically not going to change. Because then they're just going to be like, well, if everyone already sees me as fucked up anyways, and well, that will never change, then why should I ever bother? And it's like, then it's just going to be stuck in a permanent loop where it's like, you're personally guaranteeing more people to be fucked over by this guy when you do it like that. That is kind of how I feel about it. But it's, I don't know. There was that, and like, I don't know, what was the other thing? I mean, I don't fucking know. It's like, Mally is not anywhere close to like Ponder's levels of controversies. So it's like, did she do some fuck ups? Probably. Did she do some gay stuff? Probably. But it's like, in comparison to Ponder, who's literally begged for a kid's parents' docs 3 times within the span of 2 minutes, or like has slandered multiple minors like in the span of like, you know, a couple years and just not saying shit to it, like to apologize yet. She's still not responded to that, to permanently, like purposely obfuscate information over and over again. It's like, I don't know. It's like there's quite a bit. And don't even get me started with the clip where they're like saying, oh, if you guys want to know more about these kinks, you could just look it up on YouTube, haha. Like to her child audience, like she's directing her child audience to look up kinks and shit. Like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, she's done some pretty fuck shit. Like, but yeah. What's up? Hypocrite in the ACC. Yikes. Also, if I remember correctly, Mally just said Lio having a platform isn't the best idea. Same with the accountability call stuff. I mean, it's technically isolation, because, I mean, if you say someone doesn't deserve a platform, that is kind of inherently saying you want them to be, like, gone. Is, like, kind of like where I stand with that. It's like, you don't want them in the scene anymore. You want them, like, exiled. Like, you don't want them making content with other content creators. So it's like, that's probably, and usually with platform being as vague as it is, it could mean your YouTube, your Twitter, your Discord, like a platform in general. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. Oh, dude, I was about to be evil. I'm going to name this guy Rag. I'm going to name him Raggy, actually. But yeah, no, it's, I don't know. Like, with Mally, I doubt that she's going to respond to anything publicly. I mean, it would kind of look a little gay. I mean, it was like Lio's mod team. Can I dox you and not get hate for it? What the fuck? What the hell, dude? Dude, my PNG's not blackface. It's a blue character. It's very different. It's awesome stuff, actually. Oh, fuck. Dude. But yeah, I mean, there's that. The whole Lin Lin stuff, I genuinely think they would have been better off to just by not saying shit. I was kind of surprised to see them respond again. But, like, at the same time, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, because Lin Lin is a spurg through and through. But yeah. Fuck, dude. Fuck. I didn't think that it would take as long as it did, though. Man, fuck me. Dude. For all those I haven't yet, you should, like up and, like, totally, like, dono and shit, dude. That'd be cool. Totally not shilling. Even, like, subscribe, dude. I don't know. That'd be fucked up. Honestly. Yeah. Okay. Why is it not letting me move? God. Let me move! Okay, there we go. I'm gonna save my state real quick. Alright. Okay. Guess we might as well do this, because Lin Lin has been cooked. speaking of Ponder, by the way, okay. Today, we have been enlisted to go over a war as a soldier, okay? This is Jar versus Ponder, all right? We're going to see who's the winning side, who comes out victorious, all right? Attention! Hut! All right, we're going to see some blood today, all right? It's going to be some good old-fashioned blood sports. It's going to be just a robot who has had a plethora of fucking allegations against them, and the Discord mommy known as Ponder Sprocket. We're gonna see who comes out on fucking top, man. Grab your gadgets, soldiers. We're going in.
Like someone may seem, everyone has skeletons in their closet. Ponder Sprocket started in the SCC, which stands for Sideshow Commentary Community.
Happy birthday!
The community is even older than the gameplay commentary community, but most people don't know that because they never really became big. Before they had originally drawn avatars, they used characters from media. Most of the time, they didn't even use PNGs of these characters. This community is almost as old as YouTube itself. A lot of people came and went over the years, but none of them have stuck around longer than Ponder. Even before I started my first channel CO author, she was around. I even joined a Google Hangout with her before anyone knew who we were. She showed me this cute little Batman Superman animation she did, and it made me realize that she had genuine talent. Unfortunately, she wasted it. But before I get into all the bad stuff Ponder Sprocket has done, it should be noted that Ponder has done a lot of good things, and they shouldn't just be discounted because of her mistakes, such as her helping to expose Cosmodor, defending Spoctor back when he was innocent, along with Dolly Guts as well. I think we all need to give her a hand for that one.
That's very funny, Buzz. This is serious!
Because of this, tons of people have looked up to Ponder as a guiding light despite her protest. She was put on a pedestal, and a lot of people saw her as an objective person. According to herself, she didn't really like the spotlight, but she wouldn't be in the center of everything if she didn't make videos on things that were guaranteed to get her a lot of views. She really milked the first Spoctor drama, and the Madame drama for as much as she could. And when I say she milked...
okay. I don't really think 2 videos is milking, or 3 videos. Like, I mean, 3 videos, maybe it's starting to get into that territory, but I think there's a difference between just milking and then, like, new information coming to the table. I don't know. It's just kind of gay. But, yeah, I mean, fuck. Dude, would you ever frame it that, like, oh, Akumu milked videos on people in the ACC. They made multiple Ponder videos. They made multiple Lio videos. They made multiple Peaches videos and FCK videos, dude. He's milking it. He's milking it good. Like, fuck.
Milked the Madame drama. I mean, she really milked it. Whether it was her intention or not, Ponder caused harassment to be sent to a minor for over 4 years, despite how many times she was shown.
No, the minor was Akumu. He was 16 when the drama Madame vs. Slimmer started, and it lasted until he was at least 20 years old. Ooh, bro. Already, Ponder's not responding to this. Fuck Akumu mention. Dude, fair tactical play from Jar over here. Just fucking mention Akumu, just radio silence. Crickets. Gone. She can't. She physically can't. I've watched her try to say Akumu, and she just couldn't fucking do it. She was like, she just fucking, like, went age play. Dude, it was fucked up. But yeah, dude. Alright, tactical play. Very wise play from fucking Jar here. Score 1, dude.
To be in the wrong, she did not correct her mistake until shortly after my first response came out. In my first response, I directed people to Akumu's second video on her. She took the video down at long last, now that the broader commentary community knew about it. Yes, that was all part of my plan all along. Or maybe I'm just acting like that to sound cool. The point is,
okay, bro, fuck.
I think my video really shook things up. So what was the lie Ponder told about Akumu, and why did it go on for so long? You might have heard of the Madame drama, where a Leafy clone who called herself Madame attempted to dox a minor who did artwork for her for free. After the artist talked a little shit about Madame, she attempted to dox the minor's phone number, but luckily it was a fake number from a free phone calling app. Even users like D'Angelo Wallace got involved in this drama.
D'Angelo Wallace made an entire Twitter thread about me and then quickly deleted it when it was proven wrong, and then when I pointed it out, He's ignored it ever since. He's refused to address it. D'Angelo Wallace quote retweeted that tweet sometime around the 27th with a thread tagging stars and claiming I was going to dox her. That's where this tweet comes from. It was D'Angelo's reply to someone who replied to his thread. Unfortunately, he purged all of his tweets regarding this, which is rather strange, though there are some remnants I was able to find to prove it at least once existed, such as this person and others who replied to his initial tweet.
Akumu, back when he was 16, made the point that Madame didn't dox Lemurs. She just attempted to dox her. Yes, this point was super autistic of him to make, but he was a minor at the time, and he was also a super small channel. I think he had less than 100 subs at the time.
Yeah, he had 24 whole subs. Did the fucker pull up Cinnabear Sashley video about roll, A-B roll? Yeah, why not? It just kind of felt right.
As someone who has also tried to set the record straight on people who are getting hated on by the commentary community, I know what kind of stuff Akumu was dealing with. He was called a simp and bashed by much bigger channels than himself.
These people said that I worshipped Madame, and yet I never talked about Madame remotely in a good light, nor have I called her my queen. Oh, this boy is not ready for the hell he has now brought upon himself. I had really hoped the Nezzy/Ponder videos would have convinced him to keep quiet, but then again, that would require him to possess a level of restraint he clearly lacks. Break out the popcorn. Ponder Sprocket and Nezzy Monster never lied about anything, lol. What did they lie about? Also, I hope you react to their video because they do have many good points in there.
Dude.
Don't be offended by this comment. Yeah, why am I bothering with this? Look, I know this was dead
He's getting
4
mocked.
months ago and feel free to ignore, but why do you keep pushing on that you've won and they've lost, but then chicken out or ignore them when they state valid points that have been debunked numerous times? I say numerous because you push the same point onto them that this is the truth and shit. Ponder and Nezzy gave good criticism and have debunked your claims in that 2-part co-op commentary.
Name
in the
the
2
good
or
criticism.
4 hours they have made, they gave you an easy way because of your age. I know you hate your age being brought in here considering you've kept saying my age is irrelevant and stuff like that, but Jesus, you're 4 or 3 years fucking older than me, and yet I know better than that.
People twisted what he said
that's
multiple
so
times
gay.
in order to make him look
Clearly
as
not.
bad as a person as possible. The smart thing and the normal thing for everyone to do would be to ignore his video. After all, he was a super small channel. But they wanted to talk about the Madame drama more, and his video was their excuse to do so. It's almost like they did this for clout or something. They took Akumu's 32-minute long video and made over 2.5 hours worth of content out of it. Out of everyone who spread lies about Akumu, Ponder was the biggest by far. She had roughly 100k subs at the time, and he had around like 100. No, not 100k, just 100 subs. They falsely accused him of trying to dox Lemurs, who was a minor at the time, when in reality he was just trying to confirm a claim someone was making about a court case.
Instead of letting the intro play
I mean,
out,
so
Nezzy
far,
Monster and Ponder decided to dissect it,
It's not
claimed that
a
I'm
bad
cutting
summary of
context,
Akuma's
lying by
stuff.
omission, and then attempted to provide the context I supposedly left out by using my other tweets to piece it together, coming to this grand conclusion that I was asking others for her dox information or to dox her for me. There's a multitude of issues with this. One, he deleted a bunch of tweets.
Because Akumu thought it would be a great idea to remove the tweets that these people were responding to.
And when we say remove, we don't mean he didn't put them in the video. He straight up deleted them. Hiding something, Mr. Edgelord?
I deleted a singular tweet. My responses to everyone else about the tweet were not deleted. How fucking stupid do you have to be to push that I'm trying to hide it when the only tweet I deleted was the original? All of the others could still be seen. 2, they conveniently interjected before this tweet popped up, this tweet from D'Angelo Wallace, a tweet that is very much a part of the context they claim I left out. And then when they do show it, they gloss over it.
I expect this dude to defend himself with age because he states he's 16, but that doesn't make this any better.
It's so much worse. This person that's giving out her county is such a stand for this other YouTuber, Madame, that he's trying to dox the girl for defending herself against Madame. This crossed over from being internet drama into legitimate child endangerment. Feel free to report.
I didn't catch this until now. D'Angelo Wallace, a channel who has an extreme amount of subscribers at the time, told people to feel free to report a minor's Twitter account. This video
D'Angelo
isn't about him,
Wallace
but it's
was
shocking
harassing
that
a
he got away
minor!
with this.
What the
I know what
fuck?
you're gonna say. Come on, Jar, he just said feel free to report, not that they should report his account. This is clearly a dog whistle to his fan base to report Akumu's account. An account that—
Dude, D'Angelo Wallace also has like the standard of like if your audience does something right, where it's like if you're a YouTuber if that YouTuber has like an audience member does something, right? They are responsible. Like the YouTuber's responsible for their audience's like, fucking actions, which is really funny because like that got completely thrown out the window when D'Angelo Wallace was going against Turkey Tom over like the N-word thing when he said it when he was 16, and like he called him like a racist for it, but because of like D'Angelo Wallace's coverage, one of their fans went after Turkey Tom and like to the point where they got his phone number. So technically, if you're responsible for your audience's actions, then I guess you're responsible for doxing a minor too, I guess. Fuck. Just playing your game with your rules, I guess. Fuck me.
That later got suspended. Gee, I wonder why.
Imagine being this ridiculous, doing and saying stuff about people that have nothing to do with you instead of living your life and let the drama settle down instead of fueling the fire.
For the full context that Ponder doesn't cover here, FCK Jamesy, formerly OMGIJ252, a member of the FCK, released a video on September 15th of 2019. His video criticized Madame, and as usual with any Madame video that came out at that time, going over the great terrible sin of art theft, among other more genuine criticisms. The importance of this video is that it contained a screenshot of a document to counter one of Madame's talking points regarding Slimmer's sexual assault story. Some details were blurred out and others, such as the case file number in the county, were not. I went to Twitter on the 26th of September and asked for anyone who knew how to look up legal documents to message me, stating that I was going to look into Slimmer's case but didn't know how to find legal cases. This is even supported by the screenshot Ponder showed. I simply asked someone to message me as I have the case number. I also have a screenshot of my original tweet that I deleted from Fuchsia Butter's video, uploaded March 12th, 2020, 5 days after Ponder and Nezzy's two-part series dropped.
Ponder gets to people who I have made videos on before to read out some of Akumu's tweets. But does Slimmers think that what Akumu did was doxing? After all, the victim's words should hold most weight.
The icing on this shit cake, Slimmers herself, my supposed victim, because everyone has to be a victim or a harasser in the eyes of this community, also thinks the whole doxing claim is bullshit. When I brought a screenshot to her of Kai Weiss claiming I attempted to dox a minor, referring to her, she said, looking for a court number, I think that's what it is called, isn't doxing. It just shows that the case exists or shows info about said case. So the doxing is a lie at this point. And yet, since 2020, many people have ran with this lie and accused me of trying to dox a minor, whether it be other FCK members, content creators like Hidden Mitsuru, who claimed I tried to dox a child in the chat of the fucking gender debate that I had with Bunk, and she's either retarded or pulling shit out of her ass.
They then went, I've invented a new term, which was excuse to try and dox a child. Update my firmware, then I don't have enough RAM, and I can't finish a task without crashing. Yeah?
Mushroom Girl.
Ponder and Nezzy spoon-fed this shit to you, but apparently you still gonna fucking double down.
Not
on
MG.
Disgusting bullshit. You obsessive, disgusting bullshit where you asked for.
A few years later, after this video's original release, MG here made a video about how pro shipping is based. That's okay. That's just a slight. Get fucked, MG. Get fucked!
The minor's docs information.
Kai Weiss, or just people in the comments spreading this lie. So on top of blatantly lying, we have spreading misinformation to the masses. Spreading misinformation is something a lot of people got onto me for. But when Ponder Sprocket and Nezzy Monster did it, no one said shit.
Yep, not even Slimmers agrees with the claims that Ponder and her friends were trying to push. When the person you are defending doesn't even agree with you, you know you made a bad video. Or I guess in this case, multiple bad videos. Thanks to Akumu's Twitter being falsely struck down, it led Ponder and Nezzy Monster to make up whatever BS they wanted about him.
Nezzy Monster admitted in the FCK server that they started working on these videos in October, and as you'll find out in a moment, they started before my account was suspended. There were multiple tweets of mine that they would have seen in my feed, clarifying that I was not trying to dox Slimmers, including the one that I just read. Before anyone tries to argue that my Twitter was later suspended, so she likely didn't see it, my account was suspended in October, and she admitted that the scripting of their videos was done before my account was suspended in part 2.
Also, didn't she block you because you were basically harassing her on not only Twitter but also Instagram?
Which begs the question, if you were so in the right and Slimmers is totally at fault for not responding to you as you wanted, why are your comments deleted? Something to hide, maybe?
Mind you, this was
Cool
written
stuff.
before his Twitter account
account was taken down, which it has been, for harassment. So now the comments are gone because his original Twitter account is gone, but originally it was because he had removed them. I don't know why. It's not like you stopped being a dick at any point in time.
In short, they falsely accused Akumu of trying to dox someone, and then once his Twitter was gone, they lied about him, trying to make it look like he was hiding stuff before his Twitter got deleted.
Why doesn't she mention D'Angelo Wallace in his thread, the progenitor of this claim of doxing, or James and his involvement, the source of the information I was looking into, the guy who made the information public? Why did they?
Yeah, it's pretty objective that like what happened with Akumu was just gay. But let's go into his history.
Back in 2017, when I met Ponder, that people out next, all points over on a slandered by channel is bad, but a 16-year-old, which Akumu was at the time, getting slandered by a channel several dozen times his size is okay. What? There's a few other examples of bad things Ponder did in her video on Akumu, like playing his video out of
what was that
Both you and Summers don't know what the
A 15-year-old getting attacked by a bigger channel is bad, but a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old
the time.
Wait, what are they
like
talking
most
about?
teenagers.
So, let me get this straight.
Okay, so it's
a
a Madame thing.
15-year-old getting attacked by a bigger channel is bad, but a 16-year-old, which Akumu was at the time, getting slandered by a channel several dozen times his size is okay. What? There's a few other examples of bad things Ponder did in her video on Akumu, like playing his video out of order, constantly misunderstanding his points over and over again, but you can watch Akumu's video for more context.
Dude, he's milking, bro. There's like 2 videos, bro. What the fuck?
Also, it's not a good look that Ponder at long last took down her video, now that people outside of the ArtCC are joining the community. Back in 2017, when I met Ponder for the second time, she made 4 videos involving me with a thumbnail that makes it look like I'm about to get SA'd. Look at that face. I do not look like I'm enjoying it.
So where are your biological components? What the fuck? What the hell is this?
I don't care about what people do with my avatar in their thumbnails. It's not me, it's just the character I use to represent myself. But people from her community, many of which are her friends, would for sure flip out if I made a thumbnail like this about them. Replace me in the thumbnail with Mal and replace Ponder with me. Can you just imagine the level of backlash I would get for doing something like that? But the point I would like to make with this video is that she twisted a point of mine in a way that I couldn't wrap my head around. It was a point involving the fetish of one of her friends.
That's going to be a running theme throughout this video. I'm going to be constantly saying, no I don't, or I never said that.
Oh no's! Alleged controversies surrounding someone that in no way affect anybody else, nor do they affect the quality of her content. The very horror!
Sweetie, you might want to keep watching the video, because my problem isn't that she has a diaper fetish. Now, does Doodle Tones have a diaper fetish? The answer is, I don't know, and I don't care. If she does or does not, I wouldn't think any more or less of her.
Which is why it's so necessary to bring it up.
Literally, the next part explains this. What I do have a problem with are the people saying, oh, what do you mean Doodle has a diaper fetish? Oh, where did you get that from?
I'm kind of sick of the bitchware meme at this point.
Are you serious? Right here.
The fact that people legitimately believe that Doodle Tones had some kind of a diaper fetish is so monumentally stupid that it's almost not even worth talking about. But this is the guide surviving the internet, and we cover internet history, so we have to talk about it. Needless to say, everybody ran with it, and it earned her the embarrassing nickname Doodle Diapers. And no, I don't know who came up with that. It was either Jason Physical 79 Lives or some other stupid troll.
This was in the fucking video. How the fuck did you miss it? You even put this clip in your video. My argument had a beginning, middle, and end. I explained everything. I showed a guy denying that there's any evidence that Doodle Tones has a diaper fetish. I showed evidence that she does have a diaper fetish, and I even explained that her having a diaper fetish is not the problem.
Yeah, Ponder really has a habit of sweeping for her friends and downplaying their actions. Come on, Jar, this video is several years old and you're still butthurt about it? Actually, no, I don't really care. I'm just bringing this up because I'm going to establish a very clear pattern of behavior with Ponder. A pattern that has been going on for nearly a decade. If you have been following the Doodle Tones drama, then you would know about the George Raccoon situation.
He's been following it! No! No! He's watched it! Fuck! No!
was a groomer and Dual Tones defended him, yet Ponder still left a positive comment underneath the video. Once it was pointed out to her, she quickly removed it, and acted like nothing ever happened.
It's almost like a bunch of people who throw out serious accusations aren't actually qualified to make these accusations. Now, when I was shown this comment, I was like, this is divine comedy. This is beautiful. Because this was written a year after her several videos falsely accusing me. So I took to Twitter and I tagged her in it. Less than 24 hours later, and she's deleted the fucking comment. You know, the same person that lectured me about deleting comments 3 months after I stopped doing so, who accused me of deleting tweets to try and hide my actions, has no problem deleting tweets and deleting her own comments because they make her look bad.
I won't.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, it is criticizable for this, right? Because, like, I guess, like, whatever, right? Like, at the time, right, it was very clear that what George Raccoon was doing was grooming, and then they basically framed, like, the victims as, like, false accusers. It's just funny that the point that the person making that point right now is Jar, who literally was defending Cinnabar. Was going, you know, about to, like, you know, make a video. Like, they did downplay their actions. They did defend them. So it's like, it's just really goofy. So it's like, I think there is a point to be had with Ponder Sprocket. It's just the person who made the point. It's just kind of like, it's fucked. It's scuffed, bro. It's scuffed. It's over.
Won't lie, I agree with Ponder, but not in the way she thinks. I gotta give her a high five and a handshake for that one. I love that she removed the comment when she falsely accused Kumu of deleting tweets to hide what he was doing. It moved the key thing.
Comments because they make her hide my actions. As no months after, and she's deleted the fucking comment. You know, the same person that lectured me about deleting comments 3 months after I stopped doing so, who accused me of deleting tweets to try and hide my actions, has no problem deleting tweets and deleting her own comments because they make her look bad.
I won't lie, I agree with Ponder, but not in the way she thinks. I gotta give her a high five and a handshake for that one. I love that she removed the comment when she falsely accused Kumu of deleting tweets to hide what he was doing. It turns out all this time—
What do you agree with, the deleting stuff?
She was just projecting. One of Ponder's friends during the Toby drama made multiple videos.
That was a horrible time to say that you agreed with them, Lamau. While showing their screenshot of, like, defending George. Dude, that's cooked.
Some of them were about me, and he kept on bringing up Black SpongeBob, acting like it was the most racist thing ever. It's literally just a black PNG of SpongeBob. Someone, that being Call Me Nil, found out that he drew cub porn 5 years ago, back when he was in his late to mid-20s. Bro forgot to remove the stuff off of his Ink Bunny account. Never forget about the Ink Bunny, or the DeviantArt. He claimed it was due to him being SA'd as a child, and this was his way of coping. Needless to say, I and others had a hard time believing that, but Ponder showed up to defend him. Now listen, if you were SA'd as a child and you need to draw time believing SA'd as a child, and this was his way of coping. Needless to say, I and others had a hard time believing that, but Ponder—
Dude, it's like going way too fast. I can't even, like, speed this shit up. Okay, hold up.
Coping. Needless to say, I and others had a hard time believing that, but Ponder—
Why the fuck do you keep going past it so quickly? You fucking suck. I hate you. Where is it? Ugh, fuck. Dude, it's almost like
Needless
malicious.
to say, I and others had a—
Fuck, okay, hold on. I gotta do it like this way. Fuck.
Hard time believing that.
Okay. You're not allowed to call me out for this thing that happened months ago. I denied, resisted, and eventually apologized for it because you did this other thing months ago that you denied, resisted, and eventually apologized for. Great, so everybody shuts up. Sounds like a good day. Bruh.
Ponder.
Don't call me out for a racist image put in my video when you did what could be potentially therapeutic porn? What? Which is a thing with regards to SA victims 5 years ago and already admitted to and exposed yourself for it, but I'm just gonna pretend like I did some research and found it on my own jar. So, what, you're perfectly fine with this, Ponder? What the fuck? Dude. Ace, no, don't go back. Well, I wasn't trying to. Dude, what the fuck? No, it's okay to make it as long as, like, you have trauma, haha.
Showed up to the—
Oh, and I indicated that there was the possibility that this was therapeutic porn, so depending on how he was called out for having made these pieces is important, which wasn't shown here. So I have no real reason to believe anyone's side's explanation of how it happened, because I haven't seen it. If he was called out for being a pedo or drawing insert tray hair porn, then yeah, he'd probably going to deny it, because there's the possibility that the images were made for a completely different reason than what he was accused of. So you only went off of it as speculation? Dude, so you don't even know the fucking context of what you're defending? What the fuck? So you just instantly saw, like, cub porn and was like, well, it could have been done for therapeutic reasons, guys. Did you consider that as a possibility? Just saying out loud here. It probably wasn't done maliciously. I mean, just think about it, right? It could have been, just say it with me now, therapeutic. Okay, like, fuck off, bro.
Defend him. Now listen, if you were essayed as a child and you need to draw cub to cope, that's one thing. But posting it like he did is another thing. A lot of people draw to get out their frustrations, but it's not necessary for them to also post it. When Spoctor got cancelled for the second time, she confirmed that she knew what he did, and she told him that she wasn't going to defend him this time.
Spoctor came to me, basically being all like, yeah, I'm gonna be exposed for having CP. And I did not like that conversation, and I had to run this by Chuli, because Chuli reminded me of this. I didn't remember it happening. Weirdly, you know, when you don't remember something, someone could be all like, oh, actually, you remember this? And when they bring it up, all of a sudden, those memories can come back. I fucking love that about the human brain. But one of the things that I did immediately after Spoctor came to me was I went into a call in my server with my friends, told them what Spoctor told me, and I asked for advice. And you want to fucking know who was in that call and who encouraged me to just let Spoctor get exposed and let the video gain traction?
Fayghost.
Fayghost actively told me that it was not my fucking job, that I was already too stressed, something, again, all of my friends knew, basically, that I was stressed as shit.
I myself knew about
So wait, this has been a known... Okay. So... Fuck. Okay. So the whole Ponder thing, like, with the whole call on the server, that's pretty much been public knowledge for 2 years. If that's the case. Fuck me, man.
His video, and I disagreed with it. But I didn't know about him holding on to the nudes of a 13-year-old past the point he turned 18. But with the way Ponder is talking, it sounds like she did know.
Okay, what do you disagree with it?
She just didn't tell anyone and attempted to cover this up. This is yet another example of her knowing something bad her friends did and trying to downplay things. But despite how angry she may sound in that call with Lyle Convoy, believe it or not, she only kicked Spoctor from her Discord for 1 month, and then she let him back in because a minor asked her to.
If you had paid attention to any of Heaton Mitsuru's drama with Colin in the past, which stemmed from her drama with Joseph, then first of all, rip your sanity, and secondly, you might remember that she mentioned how Colin was confronted in Ponder's server.
Now, a conversation got had in Ponder Sprocket's Discord server with him and our resident lore master, Aaron Tempest. Aaron took a lot of the same issues I did and wanted to get Spoctor's thoughts on it. Also, preemptively, I did get permission to share these screenshots from Ponder herself, so all of you who are going to try and use this as an argument, you can shut up.
The same server he had left in light of the allegations, meaning he at some point was allowed to return. Now, honestly, I feel like a fucking idiot for not putting those two dots together sooner, since one of the people Colin talked to while making the video Heaton got so fucking butt mad at was me. I was freshly dealing with coming forward about Liam and getting tone policed by Heaton and her doers of Cracker's bidding, and Colin asked me about what the deal with Liam was actually even about, since it was pure fucking chaos at that point. That was the only time I had spoken to him as an adult in that server, as any messages after were from of saving his entire internet career. Nor does it excuse the rest of the people in that server call not saying anything either. However, what truly nothing can excuse on Ponder's end is allowing Colin back into the server just a month after the call took place, discussing his admittance of keeping a drive with CSEM of a 13-year-old on it past his 18th birthday. And we're seeing
those people who's
him back at the minor's best.
Now I'm one of those people who's a bit iffy on the whole Spoctor situation. On the one hand, he could be totally innocent and just forgot he had those nudes. On the other hand, he could have kept them past the point he turned 18 and realized, oh shit, I'm an adult now, I should probably get rid of these. And on the other hand, he could be even more guilty and is still holding on to those nudes to this day. In my video on him, I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. Unfortunately for him, he just ran away from the internet, which made him look totally guilty. But with what Ponder said to Lio, it sounds like she thought Spoctor was 100% guilty. Yet she still allowed him access to minors. What the
That is a way of framing it. Dude. Fuck. Okay. Look, apparently I've heard with Jar's thing with Spoctor that doesn't look too great on their end. It is a bit odd though that Ponder seemed to have like a very strong fucking hatred towards them in that moment, but then just let them back in despite thinking that they were like fully guilty. Well, not even just thinking, knowing that they're guilty, and just let them back in, which is just like, I don't know why you would want to be around that, because they were definitely lying publicly. They were like kind of like they were being dishonest publicly to everyone. So it's like that was obviously like the main issue to have at the time. But yeah, this is fuck me, dude. Fuck me. Yeah.
Fuck. But believe it or not, there's still more bad things Ponder has done, and this is not even the worst of it. Akumu revealed a recording where he told Ponder what was happening in the FCK server, and she did nothing about it or tell anyone about it.
Okay, so here's screenshots from the server, and then here's, because she screenshotted herself doing it to show it to her friends in the server. This was back in 2020, and then she also sent the copy pasta that she was putting in there. But I made a meme.
I was about to say, that sounds like that, oh shit, what is it? There's like a really popular one where it's like the ergonomic air support or
no,
whatever.
this one's a bit more degenerate.
Okay.
So.
What's this white, oh.
Yeah. Mind you, this was after she called me a child. So, a little odd, not saying anything specific, but it's a little odd to, demean me for being a child, and that I'm just a 16-year-old, and then go and do that.
Okay.
You don't send this to a fucking...
Well,
yeah?
and then there was Lucy's video, which was Lucy's video started off with saying,
I will say that is odd that you'll like agree that you don't send that shit to a minor, but like an 18-year-old comes to you and says that they were like, exchanging images with a minor, and then you're just like, sweep. I don't know. It's a bit peculiar. Bit odd even. But like I've seen that full call, it's kind of Does Jar just fucking show clips the whole time? Because, dude, yeah, knowing about the FCK and doing nothing. Yeah, I've already seen this. Fuck me, man.
The death of that group, but...
Listen, it's not required for anyone to expose their friends, but to talk to no one about it is very suspicious. She could have passed this information along to someone else so they could do something about it, but she didn't. She could have asked for the FCK logs from one of her friends who was in the Discord, but she didn't. Apparently, Ponder protecting Slammers from a 16-year-old who wasn't trying to dox her was more important than calling out her friends for what they did in the FCK, and more important than calling out Spoctor for holding on to the nudes of a 13-year-old past the point he turned 18. And lastly, it was more important to her than to call out her friend who made the claim that they SA 2 trans women and pushed one of them into committing self-deletion. No, I didn't stutter. And this was happening during the exact same time she was calling Akumu out.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Now at long last, we are getting into the worst thing Ponder has done. Her friend and editor Fagos told her that she, back when she...
Okay, so that's debatable. Okay. That's debatable. To say what's more wrong, Spoctor or Fagos? See, yes, Fagos was... Okay. Problem with Fagos. Alright, hold on. Thanks for the 2, Kalos. So who's in the wrong? Sorry, I was busy milking. Dude, we're milking it up, dude. Getting milky all over the place, But it's... Okay. This is a little complicated because, you see... With Fagos, and fucking Ponder, right? God, fuck me. Dude, I keep like thinking like I have to like hold it a certain way. Okay. Reason why it's complicated. Spoctor, right? What we can prove is when they were 16, they were engaging in conversations with someone that was, I guess, 12 who just turned 13 or something like that, because I believe it was a 3-year age gap and with a few months on it or whatever. I don't know the specifics. I don't know the exact birthdays, but it was almost 4 years, right? So they had this relationship. They sexted or whatever, right? Personally, if it was just a 3-year age gap, I wouldn't really care about it. I mean, I've said my takes on people like Birdie with Draggy and shit like that. It's like, but obviously, it's a bit of a different element here. Like, it's not like other cases, because they were exchanging and sending images, right? That's the problem. What Spoctor publicly said was, I thought, you know, I forgot that they were on there. I didn't really engage with the person that much. It just was on there, stuff like that, right? Was essentially alluding to the fact that they stopped engaging with this person and just went about their day, right? And found out that this CP was still on their flash drive, not their hard drive, flash drive. And then once they found out it was on there, they destroyed it and flushed it down the toilet. But in Ponder's DMs, what was found out was they were still sexually engaging with this person up until they were 15, and Spoctor's already like been past the age of 18, still to this point. So there was a public lie. Like, and there's like a lot of other actions with it, like that they intentionally stayed close with them because it was better to have them, you know, on their side rather than them be hated, which is a red flag if I've ever seen one, right? But you see, that's one thing, right? That's one thing. That's essentially, right? That's us talking about the fucking Spoctor shit, right? Which it is bad, I will say. It is pretty bad because it's like it was very objective, like it was objectively true that Ponder was coaching them in the DMs, basically only taking Spoctor's side and only trusting Spoctor what they had to say because they were a friend. They defended them once. They got to be innocent again for sure. But then other people were making claims like, you know, Spooter was making those claims, which was going around the community for a while. But I mean, fuck, they had a direct admission of like a lie in public narrative and did nothing with that. But Phagos, right? The reason why Phagos is so complicated is because it's hard to say whether it's the truth or not. It is true that they did say, they did claim to essay, like, trans girls, right? Like, 2 of them, while they were, like, drunk and made them quiet about it. And even got one of them to kill themselves. And it's what's speculation, though, is whether or not that did happen or not, because Phagos would then retract that admission in the GC to, oh, it was a form of self-harm to myself, of why I said it. I was trying to hurt myself with allegations, which permanently muddied the waters. It's Phagos' word versus Phagos' word. So whether they actually did that, it's kind of hard to say whether it did or not, because, fuck, I don't know. It's really up to anybody. If like they actually did what they did. It's speculation. Like, you know, I wonder where they got the basis for that, right? I'm debating on there being some truth, because that's a weird thing to make up on the fly. But they pretended to be the trans account and went into like Chuli and Ponder's DMs on Twitter and actually ended up like killing themselves in the DMs, which is just fucking mental. They also faked having haters by creating 50 alt accounts. To essentially make it look like people were like sending them death threats and shit, but it was later found out that that was just all them. But the problem, right, to say if they're worse or not, I would agree that Phagos would be worse if it was 100% confirming, like, you know, we could 100% confirm, right? If we could 100% confirm, right, if Phagos actually did the thing that they admitted. But since we can't, the worst that we could probably admit that either way, they're mentally ill, obviously, and are a direct liability, and the actions they did are still fucked. It just would be on a different severity on the scale. So it's like, to say that they're worse, I don't know. Should Ponder still have hired them? No. Probably was like a bad, no, it just was a bad move. Keeping them around for a year after that admission, bad move. Letting Chuli handle it by themselves and just kind of like letting them just be torn apart when they could have clarified something. That was a fucking dick move. But yeah, I don't know. It's like it's very complex. Yeah. Man, what are you guys talking about? Dude, I believe he's just a freak. I mean, that is the conception that common conception some people come to. So it's like, it's hard to say. But even if like the SA shit did happen, right? I think Jar calls him a rapist. I'm gonna be very blunt, right? At the same time, right? Like, I know that there's an obvious difference, right? But it is in a similar nature, I feel. Because if you are, right, if you intentionally like SA someone, you are ignoring their boundaries on purpose. You know they're saying no, and yet you're still doing the action. It's just less severe actions, like, you know, it could be kissing them non-consensually, it could be groping them, which I believe the allegation was Fagos groped them, just to be clear. But fuck. Yeah, it's like, I could understand why someone would look at that and be like, oh, yeah, this guy's a fucking rapist, dude. They don't take no for an answer. Which I could see that point being made. Could you argue on semantics? Yeah, you probably could. Fuck. Dude. This Pokemon game is evil, dude. It's fucking evil. Dude, I really love the speed up feature. But yeah, that's why it's like a little bit of a debatable thing, in my opinion. Because it's pretty hard to say. Also, look at this awesome roster. I don't actually even know who the fuck this is or this is. I'm blanking on this one. But we got Ponder, Peaches, and Lyo. They're all going after, dude. This is fucking awesome. Dude. Yeah. IRL, most of the time, it's like, why are you asking to kiss me? Real. Ace is a master of this? Gulp? What'd I do? A crime is still a crime. Yeah, obviously, but the punishment to the crime would obviously change on the severity of the crime. That's the argument. Is that Gamma? Okay.
He went by a he. Yes, they are trans like half of the people in this corner of the internet. She, that being Faye Ghost, confessed to SAing 2 trans girls, traumatizing them so much that it pushed one of them into offing themselves years down the line. The story of SA doesn't sound like Faye Ghost just squeezed one of their titties a little bit. If someone was traumatized so much that they ended up offing themselves, it sounds to me like what Faye Ghost described they did would have been legally classified as grape. Apparently, this story was made up by Faye Ghost so Ponder and the others would cancel her. But surprisingly, or unsurprisingly depending on how you look at it, Ponder never decided to call Faye Ghost out for this. This was not a recent thing that happened. This happened all the way back in 2019, and Ponder kept on being friends with them and would even pay them to edit their videos. Now I want to make this clear.
See, that's the thing though too, right? I do agree Ponder should have done something because they let their friend, they were actually planning to call them out with Chuli, but then just backed out because they were scared. So it's scuffed. It's fucking scuffed.
Around this time, Ponder was going after Akumu, while ignoring what her friend did. Ponder had a good reputation. Fagos being associated with Ponder caused their own reputation to go up, and it gave them access to multiple people who could have been their next victims. Years went by, and finally, at long last, Chuli, someone over a decade younger than Ponder, finally called Fagos out. I want to make this clear, it was Ponder's friends who came forward that Fagos SA'd 2 people, and traumatized them so much that they offed themselves. If Chuli never made that video, Ponder year after year after year would have kept Faye Ghost around.
Yeah, probably.
Yikes. I pointed this out in my last Spoctor video.
I wouldn't say Ponder would do that because that's not really in Ponder's nature.
Yeah, Ponder's not gonna like
with the exposed video.
Oh yeah, Fagos, you know that Ponder won't out people all too well. Like, didn't you make up a story about you sexually assaulting 2 trans women, which pushed them into committing toaster and bath or something?
No.
And then Ponder, Dulu, Izzy Hazard, and a few other people just kept their mouths shut about it for the longest time? Yeah, that was a weird thing that happened.
And they flipped out about it. Chuli even twisted this into me mocking their trauma, but Chuli is very well known for twisting what I say.
That detail was not poorly conveyed, you just fucking watched the video on mute with your eyes closed. This is not a valid point, this is not a valid excuse, and you and your friends are the only ones who somehow missed all the important details in my video. Even fucking Jar, shit person as he is, got this detail right in his sick and twisted joke about Fagos lies at my expense and at my friend's expense, and you know why? Because it was clear as day in my video.
Well, guess what? I wasn't actually making a joke. I legitimately thought it was weird that you guys knew about this for years and said nothing about it. I wasn't even attempting to make a joke here. You guys were covering up for a rapist. I just thought it was weird that you guys got away with it.
What is even being censored here? But see, Jar is weird AF for that point. He speculates if it's a rape despite knowing it wasn't, thus being malicious and making Ponder and Co. sound worse by semantics despite the story being fake. You see, I could kind of understand how someone could come to the conclusion of it being rape, but at the same time, the story is bad enough as is, or the situation is bad enough as it is, where it's like, if he's doing it maliciously, there's no reason for him to be malicious with that. You could just say you covered up for someone that sexually assaulted someone. That's still bad. I mean, rape, yeah, that sounds worse, but it's like, realistically, the allegation was SA. So it's like, even if he just stuck with that, it's like, yeah, that's still pretty fucked. No one called it out. I'll give some good grace to, I'll give good grace to Chili, because she was like 16 at the time dealing with that shit, and I don't expect her to do anything about it. But she was the one that ended up making the video, 3 years later. Ponder was supposed to be a part of it, kind of backed out because she was afraid, and just kind of let Chili get eaten by the wolves, despite her having such a... I don't even know what the fuck she was afraid of. Dude, she was super respected that anyone that she called out would just get, obliterated. So it's like, I don't even get what the fuck she was, afraid of. If she made a claim about it, they'd be like, wow, Fagos is actually a really bad person. Huh. Wow. I mean, look at it clear as day, Ponder saying it. They wouldn't be like, I don't know about that one, Ponder. But, so... it's just rough. Quick question. If you got raped, would you go to the police or the hospital? You're supposed to go to the police, and not shower. I don't know what the fuck I'd do. Probably the police, if that was the case. It's such a weird question. Hey, look, yo, bro, if you got raped, are you going to the medics or the fucking police? I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. I guess maybe the police, I would imagine, first. I wouldn't think of any reason to go to, the fucking, medics. I don't fucking know. I don't know, but that's just me.
No one made you do it, you did it on your own. I think this was purely said to distract from what they did, and they know it. I said this to Cinny, yes, that's Cinny, in our full unedited call. She thinks I'm racist, and I think she's a apologist.
Oh, what? Is there a backstory behind that?
Hello, Ponder. I'm Fagos. I raped 2 women and caused them to kill themselves. Oh, okay, that's cool. You can still edit for me. Based and red-pilled, Ponder. And I was listening to that being revealed. I was like, no one cares about this? What? Am I the only one? Pelayo still took this part out.
Dude, he's still, oh no, there's fucking layers to this. He ranted to a child groomer and then proceeded to drop the thumbnail of CV. I fucking... Fuck me. I fucking... Fuck me.
Because he he just loves to sweep for people. Ponder and her friends literally admitted to knowing that their friend raped someone and kept it hidden. Yet everyone acted like this was no big deal. Hell, people were even comforting them, even though Ponder literally financially supported a rapist. I know the term supporter gets thrown around a lot, but this is literally supporting. They're financially supporting someone they thought was a rapist. After looking over everything in a row, I think I established a very clear pattern of behavior. Ponder has friends who do some of the worst things ever, but she acts like it didn't.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, they drew rape art, but like, I think there's a difference to make with the rape art versus actually raping. Okay, all right, like there is a difference. Okay, one's yucky and one's illegal. Okay, come on.
Happen, downplays them, or covers them up. If this happened once, that would be one thing, but I have multiple examples of her doing this shit. Lyle Convoy has called out people for being friends of a rapist, but not someone who thought they were friends with a rapist, which means
okay, Cloak and Dagger was not about rape. It was about groom. I mean, I guess like V Omega did have the claims against them that they did rape someone, but like they were obviously like more beat on the point. It's like you're friends with a groomer and enabling a groomer. That was like their strong point, where they're calling them a groomer. So it's like that's a bit of an odd. Like I don't really think any of them really mentioned rape. I mean, I know like the whole like Neko Koda thing with V Omega, which yeah, no, that's pretty fucked. But that I don't think was really ever brought up during this. It was mainly just like, this guy's a child groomer. You guys are friends with Vigil, who's enabling a child groomer, and you guys said nothing about this friendship. And yeah, it is guilt by association, but I think you're kind of being a little disingenuous with the point, just to make it look like Lio has a direct contradiction, when it's like, they're obviously like focusing on the child grooming aspect. I don't even know if the rape even happened at this point yet. This was like, what, like a few years ago? So it's like, I have no fucking clue. But yeah.
Lio himself is friends of a rapist. There's hypocrisy, and then there's this. I see now why those two get along so well. They're both sweepers. Ponder can't walk back on the Fago stuff and act like she didn't know. They told Ponder what they did to her face, and she tried to keep it hidden from everyone. Ponder will and has made super long videos on people who have done less than Faghost. In fact, she's never called out anyone worse than Faghost in my book. Even hypnotist Sappho. Say what you will about her, but at least she didn't rape anyone or traumatize someone up to the point where they—
That's a pedophile zoophile, you fucking bitch! The fuck?
off themselves. By the way, just want to come in here real quick to make this clear. I'm not defending Sappho. She is a pedo zoophile. But they're not as bad as a rapist murderer. Both are bad, but one claimed that they went through with committing the crime, while the other one was in the process of committing a crime. She let Fagos stick around her Discord, even after she learned about what Fagos did. Of course, giving Fagos access to people to use. Ponder isn't as bad as what Fagos said they did, but the fact that she covered up for this evil, and the fact that she's done stuff like this multiple times cannot be ignored.
Kept him around as an editor, had him voicing in her videos, and she even paid him to help keep an eye on and get information on the people.
The thing I hate is the few points I can agree with him, you can dismiss because you could throw it back in his face. He got Spockter to edit for him if Jar just looked the other way on Spockter drama. Well, thank you for the 10 Agent Nibbles, but like, bro, this is... it's so over. Dude. This is actually an insane video. Fuck me.
She was covering, like Madame. So her...
Yeah, the allegation that Vigil was a groomer yeah, the random viewer, yeah. I always thought those were flimsy when I went over them. That was just kind of scuffed. But like, fuck me.
not caring about the Spoctor situation like she previously pretended to a month prior, I'm not surprised.
This makes me wonder as to what else Ponder knows, and what else she is hiding. After all, a lot of her friends from Doodletones to Nezzy Monster and more have been outed for their wrongdoings, and it just makes me wonder, did Ponder know? Go rewatch Ponder's video on Cosmodor. Throughout the video, she downplays what he did, and she even says that he has a chance to make a comeback even though he tried to meet up with a minor and sleep with her.
Didn't you just credit her for having good coverage on Cosmodor? I'm confused. You're retracting that now?
Cosmodor does have a few good points to bring up, and it's essentially because he's arguing the big faceless audience mob, which he later says he doesn't want to argue, which tends to exaggerate claims to the farthest possible degree. A lot of this is literally just centered around the audience collectively, just not understanding the terms that they're using. In this case, the term would be pedophile. Cosmodor is right to call out people calling him this, because they are objectively wrong.
Ponder? He groomed a 15-year-old and sent her lolly and Shota. I don't think there's a more fitting word to call someone like that.
No, you called him a groomer. I mean, okay. The thing with Cosmodor that's like really schizo, I'm gonna sound so gay for this argument, but technically if you're sticking by the legal and medical definition of pedophilia, it would have to be like 5-year age gap minimum. So it's like Cosmodor's relationship was a 4-year age gap. So, yeah, you could call them a groomer. Pedophile, you could have a debate over that one, though, to be honest, if you're going strictly off of those standards and labels.
Unless, of course, you're going in the whole direction of it's a femophilia, not pedophilia, but I really hope that's not the point you're trying to make.
However, even if Cosmodor argues he's not a pedo, which he's not, anyone claiming that is a moron and needs to reacquaint themselves with the definition of the word, assuming they've even read it to begin with. I'm so sick of this word just being thrown around at everything.
Yes, people do throw that word around like candy, but he did the 2 big no-nos on YouTube. You can make the argument that grooming a minor doesn't make someone a pedo. You can also make the argument that looking at lolicon doesn't make you a pedo. After all, a lot of people do refuse to call Vaush that word despite what he did, but doing both at the same time seems like it's something that no one would argue against.
So you would be cool if, like, let's say the minor was 17 and the adult was 19, right? And they were having sexual conversations with them about, like, you know, fucking Shotacon and Lolicon. It's like an adult and a minor. You'd be like, oh, that's an obvious pedophile over there. I mean, dude, that's why we have separations of, like, labels. Like, what is this point? You're so fucking dumb.
Yeah, he didn't just look at lolly, he didn't just groom a minor, he did both at the same time.
Cosmodor isn't a pedophile, but he put himself in an inappropriate relationship with a younger fan.
If you're going for direct laws, he never actually met up with her or did anything to her physically, which is typically what the law focuses on, but he did groom her. Yeah, 100%. Cosmodor, yeah, groomer. Obviously, like, I just think, yeah, no, it's like, Jar's just being really gay here, though. It's over.
A 15-year-old minor who sounds like a little kid. No joke, this girl sounds way younger than the average 15-year-old.
From the perspective of everyone on the outside looking in, it looks like you're just trying to worm your way back onto your channel. And you know what? I'm not gonna blame you for that. I think it's fucking stupid that you tried to do it within a month, but I can empathize with the mentality of wanting to fix things as soon as possible. Frankly, I think it's super naive for people to believe that people who get called out for things like this aren't going to return at some point. We're not talking about chasing people off of hobbyist platforms. We're talking about removing people from platforms that, in many cases, serve as their main income, and in some cases, the person is addicted to. It's incredibly naive to assume that people can just up and leave that whenever they want. I mean, you're effectively demanding that they fire themselves. And in situations where you want someone to improve through therapy, it's counterproductive to force them out of their income source. Obviously, this is especially with Americans because of their shit psychological stuff. I don't know how it works in Germany.
No, obviously she's not saying what he did was okay, but the one rule on YouTube is that you can't come back from grooming a minor. And no, he didn't just groom her to be more comfortable with his fetish, he groomed her so he could sleep with her. That was his intention. Ponder seems to have no problem with calling me a racist.
Like, I also don't like Jar. I am also of the opinion Jar's a fucking racist. Doesn't mean going around saying shit like this is okay.
I haven't looked into it. I'm not going to say that. Ponder's
fair.
opinion.
I'm only going off personal experiences.
Like anyone else who has called me.
Okay. Oh, Dear Jar, I know that you're probably not doing well, and I'm truly sorry for that despite worrying about you. I had promised myself and others that I wasn't going to reach out, but given what I've recently heard, I felt compelled to. While I understand that I'm probably being selfish here, I deemed it unnecessary. I deemed it necessary for the sake of my own healing. Laya mentioned in the call with you that someone in the art CC had asked if you were okay. That was me. Despite not wanting to be around you because of how you make people feel and the way you conduct yourself, I was still concerned for you as a person. Once in a while, when you and Lio were friends, he would mention you or a trouble you were having, and I would pass along advice for him to give to you. I don't know if he ever did that. I just asked that you not be told it came from me. Oh, okay, lol. I know that you have been this long-standing paranoia from the arts that the art CC was planning on making an expose video on you. The truth of the matter is they simply don't want anything to do with you. Sure. Lol. I can assure you that through my connections, I have never heard mention of anyone planning on making such a video except for me. I was making a video regarding the false allegations of Fluffy Turbo that had levied against you. I even edited out the part where I mentioned thinking you were racist because I legitimately felt bad for blurting that out on stream. Even though it was almost done, I scrapped that video for 2 reasons. Despite on and off months of filing reports. Wait, when was this? 2024? So they were still active. I was unable to get the Twitter accounts doxing your name and making the allegation taken down. I continued to hear the pot shots that you took towards my friend and myself, and as well. It's how you mocked a very traumatic experience I went through where I wanted to believe in the best of my friend and they took advantage of that as a gotcha. Which one? Eventually, I decided that making the video, putting myself through all that effort for someone who has very clearly hated me simply wasn't worth it. What you said about me regarding Fagos only takes into account the narrative told by the liar. The very person who admitted to lying to their friends for 2 years, it exaggerates the nature of the story she told us to an insulting extreme, and constantly leaves out the fact that she held her own life above our heads as collateral if we or others didn't stay her friends. It leaves out how I suspected that my mentally ill friend was lying to us. My want for them to get help and my desperate hope that she would at some point be truthful with us if she did, it leaves out, and this is no fault of anyone's because I do not want to make this public if I could help it, the fact that Fagos' story was shockingly similar to something that happened to me. What do you mean by that? What? That I remained friends with the person who did it to me and downplayed Fagos' actions because I had told myself that what happened to me. What? So you resonated with the victims in Fagos' story and said, you know what, I'm gonna stick with the essay? Like, the person who just did essay on the victim? What? I'm so confused. What the fuck are you talking about? What? What? So you relate to the victim, and in that turn made you motivated to stay with the abuser? Huh? The fuck? I'm so lost right now. I'm genuinely so fucking lost. What are you talking about? Dude, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? What? Huh? Fuck. I mean, I guess you can say that Jar is a dick for leaking this, but I'm so lost right now. There's questions I got now. Like, I mocked a very traumatic experience I went through where I wanted to believe in the best of a friend, and they took advantage of that as a gotcha. I mean, what do you mean by that? Like, what situation are you referring to? Is it clearly is it the Fagos thing, or are you referring to something else? Like, I'm just so confused. And like, realistically, I don't care, Ponder. I realistically don't care that you went to Lio and said that I was the one that asked if you were okay. A, you could have asked him yourself if we really like you want to be like, oh, I'm so moral, I did this. But B, okay, that doesn't negate your guys' disliking towards each other. Like, the fuck? I don't really care about that point. I really don't fucking care. But I'm just so fucking lost right here. This screenshot is insane to me. It's insane. What the fuck? I don't know. Like, that's wild. I don't want to like keep being on this point, but that's just fucking wild.
That she has no proof. She claimed it happened.
Oh, and it just fucking keeps going. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. The Fago story was shockingly okay. That restrained me. Person who did it to downplay Fago's actions. Because I had told myself what had happened to me wasn't a big deal. Were I to acknowledge what Fagos did as fucked up, then I would be forced to acknowledge the same thing about my own experiences. You gotta be fucking kidding me. And for years, I wasn't ready to do that. It was only through confiding in my friends over what happened was I finally able to. What? You gotta be fucking kidding me. So you stayed with someone that you felt like was someone that SA'd someone, but because you related to the victim, right? Not only did you stay friends with them out of relating to them, but because you didn't want to come to realization off of your own experience, so that's gonna be your validation and justification to stay friends with a fucking abuser? Like, in your own eyes? What? I'm fucking mind blown. Can you imagine if someone stayed friends with a fucking groomer, right? And was just like, the victim really related to me. And that's why I kind of just stayed friends with them, because I just didn't want to come to that realization that that victim, right, was something that, went through the same thing I did. Which is why I stayed friends with them and paid them to be my editor for a year. Like, what? I mean, fuck, dude. Fuck. I'm just blown away. I'm genuinely blown away, dude. Like, what the fuck? Fuck me. Dude, fuck me. Just never ends. Never ends. In my friend group, I was chided for saying that I felt empathy upon hearing that you had nobody to hang out with at VidCon, and angry with myself for knowing that despite the awful things you said about myself and my friends, if you needed someone to hang out with, I would have taken pity on you and offered a hand. Well, you kind of did. Ha. No, I'm kidding. I count myself lucky that things played out the way that they did instead. All this time, I still desperately wanted to think that one day things would be better. That through Lio's help, you would start to understand that the way you speak to women sets off alarm bells in their heads. That those women then talk and warn others of potentially predatory men. That the consistent pattern of people thinking that you are a bigot was not a part of some conspiracy, but a reaction to the things you say and do. What I heard last night shows me that I was being naive. That yet again, I was giving credence to the idea that someone could do better, so it could be better where it wasn't warranted. All of my life, I have tried to see the best in people who don't deserve it. People who consistently turn around and hurt me again and again and again. Part of my healing journey has been trying to accept that these people are not worth my time or my sympathy. It's why I've had to cut off family. It's why I had to cut off Fagos. I am truly sorry and disappointed by the idea that you are one of them. Dude, it took her longer to cut off Fagos than Jar Lamau. I hate myself for any conversation where you came up and I uttered the phrase, in fairness, in any conversation where I spoke in your defense. I hate myself for ever feeling sorry for you. Do you hate yourself for having good faith? Like, okay. Dude, really telling. I still hope that one day you could be better and do better, but know that through your actions and your actions alone, you have lost the one person in my group who was ever giving you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, who cares? You're like weighing this over his head. Who fucking gives a shit? You guys clearly weren't friends. You guys clearly were enemies at this point, right? It's like, yeah, I know we don't get along. And I know that I made a video about you, right? And, many things. I've made many takes about you publicly, right? Like, that was really bad. But you don't understand. At least I was saying in fairness about you. You see, now you're out of that club. Doodle Tones, come back in. Alright, I can at least say in fairness to her, you know what, because I'm friends with her. But you left my friend club, so I'm not giving you more in fairness and in defense of Jar or anything like that, because you suck. Dude, it's just like, what the fuck? I just can't. I can't. It's just so gay. It's so gay. Not only did you admit to staying friends with an abuser because you related to the victim, which is a whole fucking thing to, like, unpack within itself, but, like, you're, like, kind of, like, putting this over him, being like, yeah, I'm the one that tried to ask if you were okay. I'm the one that, like, thought that, like, I had high hopes for you to do better. I'm the one. Who cares? Who cares? Dude. Who actually cares, though? It's mind-blowing to me.
In an unrecorded call. According to her, I was asking for help dealing with Prismate Luke. Then I just started saying
yeah,
objectively racist things. But she still apologized to me for calling me racist. Yeah, she called me a racist when I was dealing with pedo allegations. That's a pretty low blow in my book.
Ponder, if you truly thought that I was racist, then don't apologize to me for calling me racist.
That would be like me apologizing to you because I called you someone who financially supports rapist. But I would never apologize for that because that's what you are. But you know what? I'll just roll with it. Yes, I did say the most objectively racist things of all time. I showed her that I was working on an airborne disease that would wipe out anyone who is not part of the master race. And believe it or not, she just giggled and said, "Don't worry, Jar, I'll keep your secret safe." Hashtag that actually happened.
What?
She complained to me about her life a lot as I was getting cancelled. Normally I'm against leaking DMs, but since everybody has been doing that with me, I think it's my turn to do so. If your life sucks so much, Ponder, then try to get a job or a wealthy boyfriend and move out. I get it. It sucks that your dad left you, and your boyfriend cheated on you, and you got no job. But spending time on the internet all day, every day can't be good for you. Yes, Ponder is in her 30s. She's older than me, and she has never lived on her own. Mostly due.
What the fuck? Bro, that's fucked up, man.
To Canada having their liberal policies. She just spends all her time talking to autists on the internet. How her DMs read with me is that she wanted to be friends with me, but she was surrounded by people who didn't like me, so she just couldn't. Ponder animated me as a sexy elf boy, shaking her hand at VidCon, and she did this all 1 year later after it happened. She kept me anonymous until I got cancelled. Yeah, apparently animating me shaking her hand was more important than, I don't know, calling out a rapist. They tried to say I was the one who revealed this. Unsurprisingly, they have no proof to support this claim. They just love to spread misinformation about me.
I mean, you kind of are. You told Lio who told Kuma, so it was indirectly you. I'm not gonna say it's directly you, but it was indirectly you. I mean, fuck.
Tunchi said he hated me because I violated the boundaries of his friends. By that he means I shook Ponder's hand. Also, by friends he means people who cover up for rapists. With friends like these, who needs enemies, am I right? Oh, you
Okay, bro. Okay. A, you're being disingenuous, and B, Cartoon Sheet obviously did not know. Come on, be fucking for real, right? I mean, I'm not just saying that as a guess. I saw his video. Like, there was nothing to suggest knowing this. Come on, dude. Come on. Dude, you're just taking pot shots at anybody at this point. Awesome stuff.
Someone, that's fine. What? You shook my hand. You violated my boundaries. Honestly, in my book, if you're friends with a rapist, then you have some of the strangest boundaries of all time. Ponder, along with her friends, defended themselves by claiming that they were mentally ill. They didn't have the best home life, and Fagos would have killed themselves if they left them.
I mean, yeah, it does come off as weird, though, to, like, say that, to, like, make a whole video on someone shaking your hand and firmly grasping it. And, like, you know, that does come off at, like, fucking, like, you know, that's one thing, but then to also remain friends with someone who's told you that they were groping, you know, people non-consensually. So it's like, yeah, it does bring into question with your own moral compass. And your answer just brought more questions than answers.
I'm sorry, did you not make a fucking video talking about how you were fantasizing about raping girls that you made up while you were hanging out with me? Yeah, that was nice to find out. Cool. Thanks for that, you fucking freak. Like, the nerve of being all like, oh, I was a bad place. I was planning on killing myself. Motherfucker, what the hell do you think your actions and what you made us believe wanted us to do? Do you not think that maybe we were lying awake at night, wondering about, do I have any right to exist? Because I'm gonna tell you flat out, that was the case, and that's all your fault. So, go fuck yourself.
How is it that Ponder believes that our friend Faye Ghost raped 2 people up to the point where one of them committed self-deletion, and still yet made it all about herself?
You came in talking about how you wanted to kill yourself so we would goddamn coddle you, and for everybody in chat, that was a recurring thing. Faye Ghost guilted us, one, through the suicide, but guilted us into keeping her around through the implications that if her friends left her, she would kill herself.
Yes.
That's why we kept her around for so fucking long. Because we already thought that we'd led to someone ending.
Even if I gave you that excuse, right? Why would you like pay them as an editor, right? Like that. There's just no good answer for that. There's unless you're about to make the argument, I was coerced into giving them a job. Like, dude, come on, come on. It just doesn't really add up now, does it? Even if you like want to make the argument for why you kept them around, there was no. That doesn't really translate to a public association and paying them as an editor for like a year. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Especially if you think that they essayed people. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, now because I know Ponder believed that they did that because, for a fact, because they related to the victim. Fuck me, man. I can't be fucked, dude. It's so fucked up.
Their life, and we were terrified of that happening again.
Really? Because it sounds to me like you guys truly believed you pushed an SA survivor into offing themselves. And if you guys outed Faye Ghost would have outed you guys for what you did. My god, this is like some supervillain shit.
Faye Ghost starts this shit up again with another person who was allegedly still in the same camp as Jess, and then tells us, oh yeah, Jess may have had a point. I did sexually assault 2 girls at a party when I was drunk. So, oh, also, Jess was schizophrenic. And so now it became not only that, like, we helped Faye Ghost and that encouraged someone to game end themselves. Now it was, we bullied a schizophrenic sexual assault victim into game ending herself, and also Faye Ghost was lying the whole time, and actually she totally had reason to call them out.
And fun fact, I just thought I should point this out. The account that she's on right now is from December of 2019, during when this shit was happening.
Okay.
So she has another alt that she made from that time. How much fucking time do you have, bitch?
You have messaged me on alt accounts as well.
Sure.
I was the first person you
Oh
messaged.
yeah, 2 months after I made my
happened.
exposed video, she contacted Kylie on an alt account saying, Fagos is walking outside in negative, 10-degree weather and I'm so worried about them. Can you contact them? Do not fucking act like you have been on your own shit for the past year and a half.
Here's the
I'm kind of confused because I've heard about like the whole like trans person killing themselves in DMs thing. But like, how did it? Where is the framing coming from that like Ponder bullied this person, which is why they killed themselves? Like, what was said in those conversations? Now I'm kind of curious, because like, I mean, obviously I know the person's fake, right? But like, Ponder didn't know that at the time. I'm very curious what was said. Like, if I'm gonna be genuine here, like I'm being very, I'm quite curious. Should watch this on 50x speed. No, I won't, Thuman. I will not. Fuck you.
Thing, if one of my friends told me that they raped 2 people so badly it made them commit self-deletion, and then they told me if I left them they would self-delete, I would tell them to make sure the rope was nice and tight when they jumped. Or at the very least, I think I would stop talking to them. I could understand a teenager, or even a young adult falling for the I'm gonna KYS if you don't do this card. But Ponder is in her 30s, or at least her late 20s when this happened. Don't forget, she paid Faye Ghost money to edit for her. She was funding someone she thought was a rapist. I know I keep bringing this point up, but it really bears repeating.
Oh, Fagos also used to talk about how she couldn't afford therapy back in the day, but
When I offered to give her money to go to therapy, she refused, so I started actively trying to hire her for editing more so that she would have the money to go to therapy.
She had no problem calling me a racist when I was in the middle of getting pedo allegations, but she still kept what Phagos did hidden. If you want to take Ponder's word that she truly is mentally ill, and thought her rapist friend would KYS if she left them, even though that sounds like a pretty good outcome in my opinion, then Ponder's word should not be taken as gospel. She has gotten so many things wrong that I don't think she should be making drama videos.
Okay, I even if the criticism's agreeable, it coming from you is just really funny.
Ponder is a person who draws a line at racism, but not rape apparently. She didn't even have proof that I was racist, but she did 100% believe Phagos was a rapist. To tell you the truth, Ponder, ever since you did your first video about me, I wanted to be friends with you. I got even more respect for you when you went against the crowd and defended Spoctor. Sure, you were kind of wrong in the end, but based upon the evidence at the time, you were right. But even when he more than likely told you about holding on to the nudes of a 13-year-old past his 18th birthday, you said nothing.
Spoctor came to me, basically being all like, yeah, I'm gonna be exposed for having CP. And I did not like that conversation, and I had to run this by Chuli, because Chuli reminded me of this. I didn't remember it happening. Weirdly, you know, when you don't remember something, someone could be all like, oh, actually, you remember this? And when they bring it up, all of a sudden, those memories can come back. I fucking love that about the human brain. But one of the things that I did immediately after Spoctor came to me was I went into a call in my server with my friends, told them what Spoctor told me, and I asked for advice. And you want to fucking know who was in that call and who encouraged me to just let Spoctor get exposed and let the video gain traction?
Phagos.
Phagos actively told me that it was not my fucking job, that I was already too stressed.
I mean, okay, so this call is like really interesting to look back at. So that means there is a public record of like technically like Ponder having these top conversations with Spoctor back in 2023. It's not like it was really well hidden. I don't know. I guess like I'm playing like a bit of hindsight Andy, but it's like it's a bit bizarre that no one like was even curious about like what was said in those conversations. But like I don't fucking hell. It's weird.
Something again, all of my friends knew basically that I was stressed as shit.
Wait a second, so you were actually thinking about defending Spoctor again, but then you were talked out of it by Phagos. How does this make Ponder look good exactly? Of course this was said right in front of Lyo, and he's not questioning anything.
Phagos told me, it's not your responsibility to protect this fucker, which, yeah, obviously, and just encouraged me to let the video happen and let Spoctor be exposed. I don't know why the fuck that video—
Wait. So, in context of those DMs, she had admittance that he was lying publicly, right? That like he was still having like, you know, these sexual conversations with this person. And her initial reaction was, I gotta defend? The fuck? Dude. Fuck me, man. And this has been known for, like, technically 2 years besides the DM's point. That wasn't known. But it was known that she was planning on defending them. What the fuck?
Video didn't gain any traction.
Well, that's because it was a terribly made video, Ponder. And also, man, it's never made the allegation that Spoctor was holding on to the nudes of a 13-year-old. He didn't know that. You guys did, and you all kept quiet about it.
And eventually—
I think that's just genuinely untrue. I believe that's in the video. It's been a second, though.
Because of the trauma you put me through, you stupid motherfucker, I forgot about that shit, because incidentally, that is how the brain works. When you're depressed, and stressed, and traumatized, and you smoke weed a fuck ton, and you have fibromyalgia, all of which are things that I have, yeah, it's really easy to forget things.
Ah, yes, the very famous commentary amnesia argument. Listen, I don't expect Ponder to remember everything she's ever done. After all, I forget things all the time. But this seems like something most people would remember.
Phagos was not perfectly fucking aware that she had convinced Julie that not only someone had killed herself over the— 2 people had killed themselves over Phagos, allegedly, but also that Phagos was seemingly a sex pest.
You guys called me a sex pest. What Phagos did was not just being a sex pest, SAing people up to the point where they off themselves
2 of them is a lot worse than just being a sex pest. At first I thought it was only 1 person offing themselves, but now I'm being told it was 2.
So for context, Spoctor came to me, like, just after this shit happened. I think it was in January or something. And additional context, December has, for the last decade, been the worst fucking time of the year for me, and basically all of my friends know that. Like, a good chunk of my friends know that I deal with abuse in my home life, and that December's not a good fucking time of the year for me.
Aww, Ponder was in a dark place, so she looked past what Spoctor and Phagos were doing for several years. And if you're dealing with abuse in your home life, which can range from physical abuse to emotional abuse to religious abuse and everything in between, then get a job and move out. For the love of God, you're in...
Yo, low-key, bro, if you're getting abused, just get the fuck out of there, man. Shit, dude. Dude, fuck.
Your 30s.
You refuse to acknowledge what you actually did. Because, Phagos, what you actually did was take 3 friends who you damn ass fucking knew already suffered from mental health issues. And, like, I can't speak about Kylie and Chuli, but I think we all knew that I am stressed as fuck on a daily basis.
Okay.
You took 3 friends who were already in that state. You manipulated them into believing that they were terrible fucking people, and you made those friends, upon, like, questioning whether or not they had any right to exist, keep you around and coddle you, because otherwise you were gonna end yourself.
Well, that's completely untrue. Phagos didn't manipulate you into thinking you were a terrible person. You already were. You kept Phagos around, who you believed to be a rapist murderer. And on top of that, you coddled them. You have the gall to use your mental health as an excuse. What stress do you deal with? You don't work. When this call first came out, I was also disappointed in Lio and Peaches for not saying anything about this, just sitting there and listening. This was the exact moment I started distancing myself away from Lio and Peaches.
Okay,
Every
buddy.
time she tells the story...
Okay. Pal. Alright. No. Alright, you... Dude. With Peaches, maybe. But I feel like there's a little bit of history revision going on here. Just a little bit. Just a teeny tiny bit. Fucking hell.
It's, I told my friends that I sexually, I groped 2 girls at a party, and like, one of them themselves, and my friends stayed my friends, and they protected me because they were friends. That makes us sound like a bunch of fucking jackasses who protected an active predator, and that is not how that went down, and you damn ass fucking know it. And if your memory is so terrible that you can't remember that is how that went, then why the fuck are you talking about it?
Yeah?
If you seriously can't fucking remember key details of your calculated actions, you just need to shut the fuck up.
Like,
for
she's
once in your
masking...
goddamn life.
She's masking it under the, oh, my friends were so nice, they weren't mean to me, and they protected me, and blah, blah, blah. But the narrative spun to literally anyone who isn't us and wasn't involved makes us sound like we were protecting you despite knowing that you were like a sick freak. And not that we were actively being manipulated into keeping you around because we thought we had already killed someone and we were worried it was going to happen again if we dumped you.
Okay, so Phagos was still right. The only thing they left out is that they threatened to end themselves if you left them. I know I said this already, but if one of my friends told me that they SA'd 2 women up to the point where one of them KYS'd in Minecraft, and then they threatened to commit self-deletion if I left them, I would just tell them, good, do it.
Like, she dropped that she was suicidal. We tried to, like, immediately jumped in and be like, hey, we can
I mean, I can get why not
talk to you
everyone
tonight.
gets that way, but...
We can get your mind off of things. Yeah.
Good.
And she was like, well, I have to wake up early tomorrow, so I have to go to bed.
Wait,
Shut
what
mind
was
off
that
of
text?
things.
So when the rapist does sleepy time calls, it's fine? Bro.
But when I do it, it's a problem, it's a crime.
Yeah. And she was like, well, I have to wake up early tomorrow, so I have to go to bed. Shut us down. I give her the suicide hotline. Kylie says, please just be safe. B says, please take care of yourself. And Jelly, as her fucking Phagos, as her last message of the night, goes, no promises. and just leaves.
And what's the issue? That sounds like a win-win in my book. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, but I can understand a kid falling for something like this, but not someone like Ponder and Icy Hazard. They're a lot older than Chuli.
You're feeding us stories about assaulting people, and I can just imagine you and your giant frame cornering girls in a bedroom.
Me too, and you guys let them stick around, and Ponder financially supported them.
If somebody came into my circle, I would think and hope I would have the sense if they told me, hey, I tried to sexually assault people, you'd be gone? Whether I thought it was real or not, because we've had freaks come in and say horrible things. And we didn't sit there and allow them to continue.
Well, Lio, I totally agree. It's kind of weird that you're not questioning why Ponder and Icy Hazard and Chuli are doing this. To this day, I do not know how this flew under the radar. When I heard this call and saw no one calling it out, I thought I was going crazy. But now with everything else we know about Ponder, there's no way she can just sweep this under the rug. Lio Convoy isn't even willing to sweep for her at this point. I wanted to be friends with you so badly for years, but now I'm happy I didn't. Honestly, you letting me shake your hand violated my boundaries. I had no idea about all the awful things you did, and you actually let me reach out and touch you. I don't like to play armchair psychologist. It's not really my place to do so, but I'm going to make an exception for Ponder. When she was very young, her dad left her, and that more than likely gave her abandonment issues. In her adult life, she found friends on the internet, and she didn't want to lose them. She was in a community that loved drama, but was very isolated from the rest of the internet. Then everything started changing. Doodle Tones got into a drama with me, and then right afterward, she got into a drama with Mr. Medicare. The alt CC was created, and they went after a lot of her friends. But then everything started to change a lot when the first Spoctor drama happened. Ponder saved the day, and that drama was the first time she really started growing on YouTube. At that moment, everything seemed perfect. But later on, she learned that Spoctor was holding on to the nudes of a 13-year-old past the point he turned 18, along with Fagos telling her that he R-worded 2 trans women. She also found out tons of other bad things her friends have done, from drawing cub to showing minors porn, to sexually harassing a 16-year-old, and more. She tried her best to cover up those things, or to move away from drama content, but it was already too late. Possibly after she saw what I did to Daft and Spoctor, she came to the conclusion that she was my next target. She convinced people I was stalking them at VidCon, because I shook her hand. Yep, we live in a magical world where I can find one person in a day, but not a whole group of people in 3 days. Ponder, I know what you, Harley, and Oranges look like. And yes, I saw you hiding behind Oranges. Her and her friends screamed when they saw me, and they cornered themselves on an escalator. I could have easily caught them if I wanted to, but I had no interest, so I just walked away. Trust me, if I wanted to catch you guys, I would have. But what would be the point? For real, I can't believe anyone fell for this lie from them. But unfortunately for Ponder, she became the new queen bee of the RCC. So when you are at the top, you become the biggest target. Just look at Spoctor, Lio, Peaches, me, Cinnibaro 3, and more. Ponder in an attempt to
Cinnibaro, bro. Dude, you're so gay for that one. She was never on the top, bro. She groomed a child. Fuck me. Fuck my life, man.
onto everything, lost what she had. Let's do a TLDW of everything Ponder has done. She attacked a small channel that was run by a POC 16-year-old, and she did this so she could talk about the Madame drama some more, all for clout. She let him get sexually harassed.
Yeah, okay, no, I'm just gonna ask why is he making this video. Like, watch why he's making
But why am I making this video? It's because despite her being worse than me, and despite the fact that she is getting less than 1% the backlash I got, people are still comforting her and downplaying what she did. People are saying things like, she had a bad home life, she's on 2 medications, she smokes a lot of weed, she's sad, and shut up. Everyone has a sob story. No one has a perfect home life. And almost everyone has something mentally wrong with them if they make drama videos. If I did half the shit Ponder did, I would never, ever hear the end of it. Ponder never had to deal with someone photoshopping her grooming a 13-year-old. Ponder never had to deal with people calling her a rapist. Ponder never had to deal with people doxing her and using it to make a fake Twitter account of her saying that she raped her 9-year-old niece. I, on the other hand, had to deal with all of that. So by her logic, I should be able to do anything I want on the internet and never be called out for it. There are a handful of other smaller things Ponder has done, like privating her video, getting another goat on the Ashley drama. I do not know the full details as to why she did this, but from what I've been told, she was approached by people behind the scenes who claimed they had issues with the video. Of course, knowing Ponder, she's going to be very vague as to why she took that video down, as well as to why she took all of her other videos down. And lastly, the cherry on top—
well, it's because she literally conceded to every point. Like, genuinely. She conceded to every single point about it. The video was so bad. She basically recommended kids to, like, look into DDLG stuff. She, like, was treating it like that goat just was a crazy person as like a 15-year-old when they already like responded to this shit. Like, dude, a week before everything, they already took accountability and apologized for it. Right, Ponder had that information for a week with the direct DMs and still decided to make the video and obfuscated that to make it look like they're just a, you know, a disingenuous slanderer. Despite them already apologizing for it, they took Goat's 20K video and blew it out of proportion. And like it got like 1.2 million views and they slandered the fuck out of them. And then they did like 2 follow-up streams on that, just like being a fucking disingenuous little hag. Like, I honestly, right? Yeah, no shit. Like, when they got, it's just really funny to me that when they got pressed on it for any point that they made, just concede, fuck, it's over, fuck, I might as well take it down. Like, it's funny. It's really funny. But yeah.
of this shit Sunday of everything Ponder has done. Shuli, who I believe was 14 at the time, drew an SFW for Junkie, and he encouraged it. Ponder knew about this and said nothing about it. No wonder why she wasn't shocked by what she heard in the FCK. Then she started to talk about, porn with Shuli, who, might I remind you, is 1 year older than a cupcake. By the way, if my math is correct, Ponder would have been...
Okay, buddy, don't do it like that. Don't frame it like that. 1 year older than a cupcake? Come on, bruh. Dude, that's so fucked. That's so fucked.
25 when this happened. Now, Ponder, I know you're deleting comments and you're trying to run away, but why don't you take some advice from, well, your past self about this?
He acknowledges that he removes comments that effectively don't agree with him or imply anything but the noblest intent, which is hilarious considering his bias against Lemurs is very apparent from him openly harassing her and asking other people to send him her private information, thus betraying a lack of noble intent. That's what he's doing here when he says that he has been removing comments from his video. Lemurs even commented, and that comment is no longer on the video. He said he was racist, therefore she wasn't going to apologize, which, god damn it, nobody ever learns. By that logic, Penegrin, I don't have to apologize to or feel bad for you because you tried to ruin a teenage boy's life for petty reasons.
Yeah.
I actually also spoke with Penegrin on Twitter and admittedly am a tad disappointed.
This is like iDubbbz, bro. It's like past iDubbbz would call out modern iDubbbz, but it's like, yeah, past Ponder would call out modern Ponder. It's fucked up. Yeah. I think we could end the video there. It's fucked up stuff. Someone in art tab tagged me. It's probably because they're like racist. Hold up. Oh shit. Shit. Dude. Okay. Yeah, I fuck with this. Okay. Dude. Cool stuff. Awesome. I appreciate it. It looks great. Looks great, dude. Fucking hell, yeah, that... Awesome stuff. Dude. That's mine. Yeah, no, it looks great. It looks great. So, yeah. Thoughts on that video? See, it's kind of, See, I can kind of, like, there are definitely criticisms to have with Ponder, right? But it's like, at the same time, it's like, just frame them, you know, in a genuine and honest way. It's, it's just frame it in a genuine, honest way, and, like, no one's really gonna have that much of an issue. It's like, I don't even know how to fully feel with, like, Jar versus Ponder. Because it's like, I know why he's doing it. I think he's deemed Ponder as, like, an easy target. But it's like, he unironically, like, went in guns blazing, right? Where, to the point where it's like, he kind of jumps the gun. Framing Phagos as, like, a confirmed rapist is, like, that's a little iffy, right? It's a very complex story. I do agree that there's plenty of criticisms we had with Ponder with it. But framing him as, like, a rapist does really just come off that you're framing it worse than it actually was, just so that you can get, like, the point on them. Like, just fucking owned. But, it's kind of scuffed. Fuck me. But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, it's like, yeah, so that point was scuffed. I guess them saying that the Manus video was bad was just odd. And just said, like, there was just something not in there that just was objectively in there. That's weird. Because I don't even know what he would gain from that, like, as a lie. It's just so fucking odd. Like, fuck my life, dude. Dude, I'm also not checking your DMs, Ivy, alright? That shit was fucked up. Yeah. Dude, it's so fucking over, dude. But, I don't know. It's a little scuffed, because, on one hand, it's like... what the fuck did Yen just upload? Fuck me. But yeah, it's like, on one hand, it's like, yeah, Jar's definitely, like, you know, made mistakes, and it's like, very, very, very fucking... Wait, what if, like, being a Yen waiting, room, little bro? What the fuck? No. But yeah, no, like, unironically, it's like, Jar and Ponder both fucked up. Ponder's losses is not going to be like an automatic dub that Jar could just take, right? That's just not how it's going to work. They've done pretty different things where it's hard to compare, like directly. You can't really compare it 1-to-1, and it's like just the nature of their personalities are different versus like the severity of their actions. So it's like I can get why people are being pretty harsh on Jar, but at the same time, it's like Ponder's definitely done some fuck stuff. Is there a double standard? Probably. I mean, yeah, I do agree with the sentiment that if like Jar did anything to Ponder did, or vice versa, people would go easier on Ponder, or people would go way harder on Jar for it. There is definitely a double standard in that sense, but it's just a bit scuffed. So, yeah. Oh, I thought she was streaming. Never mind. Yeah. Dude, fuck me. What is... Okay. Little delay. Probably be here for a little while anyways. Yen uploaded a fucking Jar thing. Fuck my life. Fuck me. Did she actually? Upcoming at 9 p.m. in 40 minutes. Do I want to watch that though? I don't know. I don't know. That's pretty scuffed, Yen. It's pretty fucking bad. Ah, dude. Look at this fan here. Look at the fucking fan. Dude. Nah, you know what? I'll just get into the next segment. This is probably going to be a while. Fuck me. But yeah. Anyways. Moving on to the next thing. Right. Moving on. Right. Jar versus Ponder has ended. Jar's video was bad, but Ponder, I still expect, might respond quite soon. If she doesn't, then she's just touched. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, this was something I kind of just like bumped into like by other people's coverage of this. So I guess we'll just read the document. All right. Doma files new. Doma Today / Jasmine document. A newly updated third document summarizing all of the more recent worst actions of a white 16-year-old TikTok animator artist with autism, ADHD, and FAS. The fuck is FAS? What is FAS? No way. Fetal alcohol syndrome is a serious... Okay. Why do we need to why do we need to specify that they have that? Okay. This document covers everything Doma has done. More interested in Doma's recent wrongdoings are scattered throughout the document. Check the dates listed under each image. Okay. Fuck. All right. Let's how'd you not rumor through this? The fuck? What do you want about Kalu? You misspelling L. Yeah. It's over. It's fucking over. Cinnabar much ace? What are you talking about, dude? What are we talking about? Dude, it's over. It's fucking over. Dude, why is Yen being fucking evil, dude? Dude, what do you mean, oh, never mind? Yen, what are you doing? Why are you sweeping for Spoctor Tech? Dude, why are you sweeping? Dude, like, you're literally saying it wasn't that bad in my DMs right now. What the fuck? Dude. Dude, I don't want to type all out. Okay, bro. Remember, it's too difficult to sub... Okay, buddy. Okay. Okay, you got cooked. Yep. Anyways. Dama Roblox accounts. Cool Anthony 1233. Roar Jars unnamed developer. Ditik Chudsack. What the fuck? Okay. Nitspull. Okay. Okay. Dama has also gone by. Oh my god. This is just a fucking catalog of names, dude. Dude. What the fuck is everyone? It. Ugh! Dude, why'd you send me that? Dude, I'm so lost. I'm so lost. Fine. I'll look it up. What is this? What is this? Okay. Filter by channel. What'd you send me? What'd you send me? What is this? Videos. So what's next? What the fuck? Okay. I actually will check this out. Nezzy Monster is next. I know you're saying it's nothing, but I also watch Fagos just give a life update, so I'll check it out. So Nezzy Monster's back. Stupid piece of shit. Okay. Pause on the Doma shit. I'll go back into that in a second. There's no way. Is this just them drawing BoJack Horseman? It's actually nothing. What the? This is Nezzy. Oh, and then the music cuts out. Nezzy, no! Nezzy! Nezzy, no! Dude, is there like anything said in here? Show transcript? Shut the fuck up, cat. Okay, hold on. There's really just nothing.
Breakfast. Stop it. Don't eat one more cookie. Put that cookie down. Do it and swerve into oncoming traffic. It's with your long lost daughter and your dying mother. You are a
Dude.
terror and go back.
What the fuck is this, bro?
Why is Felicity Huffman mad at you? But alcoholic. Talk to your daughter. What do you expect? That's why Sarah Lynn died. That's why Charlotte will never forgive you. What are you gonna do to Holly? What are you gonna do, asshole? Shut up.
Dude.
That voice, the one that tells you you're worthless and stupid and ugly.
Yeah.
It goes away, right? It's just like a dumb teenage girl thing, but then it goes away.
Dude.
But then it goes away.
Every day gets a little easier, but you gotta do it every day. That's the hard part, but it gets easier. Dude, this person, this is awesome. Dude, this... Dude, this is fucking Kino, dude. What are you talking about? Dude, they slander someone for being like a sexual harasser and they come back with BoJack Horseman? Dude, based alert, I guess. Fuck me. Dude, this video saved me. Okay, back to the Doma shit. Fuck me. Dude, this is awesome, dude. What the fuck? Why would Yen send me this, dude? It's awesome. God. It's over. It's over. It's super fucking over. But yeah, anyways. I know, Yen, you tried to warn me, but I still kept going. The little ACCA logger he is. What the fuck? What the fuck? Dude. Why would they do that? Anyways. Sorry, guys. Ronby, Zen Films, Jazz 14. Yeah, just a lot of names. Table of contents: racism / Nazism, rape jokes, gulp, CP and pedophilia, bestiality and zoophilia, necrophilia and gore posting, doxing and death threats, Alfred's Playhouse / Problematic Community Association, offensive politics, hate speech and harmful jokes, including fat phobia. Backhanded jokes about Palestinian war, Trump, homophobia, and ableism. The fuck? Discomfort and fetish remarks. Instances where Doma made users uncomfortable or mentioned extremely inappropriate things, including her disturbing fetishes. Yikes. And this document's still unfinished? The fuck? Hypocrisy and blatant lying, claiming to improve but still lying, hence her apology 3 apology server. Doma's outrageous community, of which she tolerates and does nothing about. The fuck? Dude. Fuck me. Content warning. This document details serious misconduct and offensive behavior, including necrophilia, homophobia. This probably would have been fine before the table of contents, just saying. What if I had a heart attack through reading this? Racism, bestiality, hateful statements, and Nazi affiliation. It also addresses disturbing art, fat phobia, doxing, and ableism. Please refrain from harassing or sending death threats to Doma. It's important to deal with concerns in a respectful way, as harmful actions can make things worse for everyone. Dude, you said I'm going back to my doctorates. Dude, we need a little bit of music. All right, we need some music. Okay. And I'm not going to use that overused Celeste music that everyone robbed from me. Alright, you're all robbers. But no. I'm going to... What is this? Okay. Yeah, this is pretty fitting, I would say. Let's lower the volume. Oh, yeah. Alright, yeah. Racism / Nazism. Nazi fitting. OC drawn by Doma. Fighting character with Nazi uniform hailing Hitler, drawn by Doma, November 2023. Nazi OC holding up swastika flag, drawn by Doma, October 22nd, question mark. Nazi OC with swastika armband, drawn by Doma, October 22. Nazi, it's everywhere! Medkit from fighting, doing the Hitler salute, animated by Doma. Dude, November 23, link to the animation. I'm not watching the animation. Get that ugly ass N-word out of my face, bro. Help! Jack is not ugly. Dog, I'm so tired of seeing him. Doma saying the N-word. They're ex-DMs. Not reacting can be an indication that this frequently happens. What? Dude. Okay. Bro. Okay. How old did you say that they were? Right now, 16? So, this is 2 years ago. Is it that much of a hot take that I just don't care that a 14-year-old said the N-word? Dude. At Clyde, I'm racist, MD. Doma pinging a Discord bot and admitting to being racist. Dude, they admitted it. It's right there. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Dude, Clyde. How could you let this slide, Clyde? Dude. Bro, I'm so excited to work on this SNIM animation sometime. Nazi, I'm a Nazi. Doma randomly admitting to being a Nazi. 2023. Dude, this 14-year-old said fucking what? Dude, they did what? I have no idea how old the doc maker is, and they never claim. They never say. I'm just fucking mind blown already. Doma saying a racist slur. Dude. Again, they're 14, who cares? I'm clean. I live in the bathroom. Help me. Dude, let's turn down this music a little bit. Dude. Doma randomly sending medkit from fighting with a Nazi uniform and then hailing it. What? Doma posting a porn gif with an N-word in it. Oh, dude, what is this, bro? Dude, Parla wrote this fuck up. Dude, I still get, if anyone leaks the fucking DZ Carl picture, I will dox thee. Why did you dox them, Cosmic? Why? Get a life. Why did you download this? This is my form. Doma threatening to dox anyone who leaks their OC's art, and then saying yay to fighting Nazi edition. Doma's OC Carl with a swastika armband. Dude, this is so garbage. N-word, Nazi, N-word, nah, GIF, N-word. Dude, I don't really care. Doma asking why they are black. Sensitive people, why are you black? This is when they're 15. Who cares? Who fucking cares? Dude, who fucking... Why? Dude. Fuck me. Yeah, you smell worse than an... Okay. Racist comment and when they're 13. Racist slur when they're 14. Why'd you make Bondu black? It's having a problem with the black OC. Dude. Is any of this, like, actually, like, good? Dude. Doma posting a meme with the N-word last year when they were 15. Doma joking about rape? Oh, brap rape word N-word. Rape. Oh, dude, it's... Dude. A fucking furry Nazi! Dude, I'm dead. I cut off N-words? Really? Bro. Dude, what the fuck is this, bro? No, I gotta change the music, bro. This is scary. This is scary, dude. This is scary. Oh, I still had it at fast speed. No, this is scary stuff. The proof provided on Panda Climber being a baby shown by Doma's ex. What? Yeah, it's very clear to me so far that Doma has issues and engage with the wrong things. I would not be surprised if they ever came out saying that they were a grooming victim and normalized to certain things. Doma threatening their friend with rape. Oh, me come back or DZ Cal will rape you. Okay, dude. Fuck me. Dude. I'm going crazy. I streamed for 5 hours in a hot room. I'm dying. Please give me water. Wow, you didn't even raid into me? Yeah. Running. Dude. What the fuck, man? Look, I figured that this stuff would probably be dumb. Oh, Necro Pride, dude. And they said it when they were 14. It's like, but like, fuck me. Yeah, it does make me question how old the doc maker is. All this is just images where it's like, yeah, kids being fucking dumb online. Should this follow them for the rest of their life? No, it shouldn't. I'm like looking into some of this stuff right now. I'm dumb of feeling like a pedophile for literally liking CP. What? Tap to see. Why do you have a paw kink? I feel like a pedophile. Dude. Dude. I mean, I didn't say I wanted to fuck kids, but still. Dude. Hold up. Go back on and read that shit. Why? Which one? Don't care about that. Doma CP kissing video traced off the original boy kisser meme. And then you link this? What? Wait, whoa. So you just deemed this as CP by your own standards and then provided a link to go to it. Good one. Good one, bro. Fucking good one. I'm mind blown by this. Fuck me. Dude, there's just so little to like. Fuck. Dude, my current image that's up right now is very, very fitting. A Spaces Parlo confirmed. I hope not. Dude, what the fuck is this shit? Doma liking CP art and then requesting more of it. And then you proceed to link it in the document. Dude, like, what are you doing? Doma talked about how they raped someone in a game. Bro. I raped someone there and he left the game. Yeah, it's very obvious that they mean that they just destroyed them. Like, you know, they just got a win on them, dude. Like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, is this stuff bad? Yeah. Like, some of this stuff is like, yeah, no, some of this stuff is fucking scuffed. I will say. Necrophilia and gore posting. Oh, fuck me. And yeah, I know. Doma overly admitted to being a necrophile. I'm a necrophile! Arrgh! Yeah, no, there's very clear issues with this person. I'm just mind blown. Because, like, this is between when they were, like, 13 to 16. And it's, like, it's very clear, right? It's very clear that something fucking happened to them. I don't know. This is very rough. Some of these are also just taking jokes out of context and putting them into, like, malicious framing. Is some of this shit bad? It looks like it. To this day, Doma is still openly in the Watch People Die community. Doma has several emojis of Marzi WPD uploaded under her Discord server. Bro. Dude. Doxing and death threats. Me on my way, okay. Doma spamming someone's address in the server. Yeah, that's fucked, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, obviously, no shit, they're doing stupid fucking stuff, but, like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm just like trying to like, it's over, dude. It's over. I'm just trying to look for a good song for this stuff. It's evil. Lead with that. Do Asgore before we go forward. You want me to do Asgore? Okay. Dude, that's just so like unfitting now, don't you think? Like that's evil. I'm supposed to be your home. Oh, no. And you replaced me and I got so mad. What do you mean? I will dox them. Yeah, threatening, I guess. Stop talking about me. Smelling my... Okay. Yeah, this is a 14-year-old. Okay, I just... Realistically, right? This is just... So, yeah, their parents should probably, like, be involved, right? But, like... What the fuck is even this? What? Doma after bullying Star into a suicide attempt. Sorry for disappointing you by having MU attempt fail. Good luck and may the odds be in your favor. What? What do you mean? Okay, so they dox Star, is what I'm gathering. Which obviously is fucked. But where's the suicide attempt? Sorry for disappointing you about having my attempt fail, so it's just grammar issues. And then they just, okay. Yeah, this is very, like, insanity, but like, that's, I don't know, kids do a lot of stupid stuff all the time. Doesn't make it okay, but it's like, I genuinely, this is just a very fucking weird dog. Oh, I could not care about the Alfred Playhouse shit. Last time I had to deal with shit like that, it's like, they watch the show, so they automatically support the creator. Duh. It's like, no. That's not how it works. Vor animation. Dude, this is just so fried, bro. Garo shadow scale unironically in here. Dude. Doma said suggestive Garo art. I don't know, Garo's art is already suggestive to begin with. They probably just unironically use real art they made, which still is like, bro, that's not cool, but like, fuck me. So yeah, I don't know, like, I can't really like come to an insane conclusion, because this is actions, you're giving me actions of a 14-year-old, and be like, this guy's like admitting to racism when like it's a very clear joke in DMs for some of it. I hate disabled people, Doma's ableism. Yeah, I mean like, dude, what the fuck? Lol? Like, did you expect me to look at that and be like, wow, I cannot believe that they just said that. Did you guys just see that? No, you know what? I'm changing the song, dude. This song sucks, dude. We're going to Death by Glamour. If you're unable to read the screenshot, Doma says, I hate when people see a character doing a normal response to something and they're like, OMG autism, shut the fuck up. You're stupid. You're fucking... Dude. And then they underline the worst parts about that. Yeah, of course a kid's gonna say something stupid. I don't know, like, did they expect me to go like, wow. Dead naming her trans brother? Dude. Where? Is that Maxima obese overweight? Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, because I expect a 14-year-old to fully grasp the idea of like what transgenderism is. Fucking hell. Like, maybe the person who did make this dog has to be a kid, because there's no way. This just comes off to me like middle school fiasco, and like, or like high school beefing. High school havoc, yeah. Yeah. Slurs! Slurs! Threats! Slurs! Threats! Slurs! Threats! Slurs! Threats! Slurs! Wearing a fetishized outfit with a realistic female chest? What? Who cares? What's the fetish outfit? A wedding dress? What? I'm so lost. Hypocrisy and blatant lying. Yeah, a kid's a liar and a hypocrite. Yeah, I'm not surprised, dude. What? Okay. Well, they're calling out other people while they did all this. What the fuck, dude? Dude. I'm just... This document sucks. Doma going as far as falsifying proof so they can claim that their friend, their alt, who spammed the gore in order to keep their record clean. Okay. Yeah. Do not trust Doma when they say they're willing to change. Dude, what are you talking about? You realistically don't think that a 14-year-old is not going to change later down the line? What are you talking about? You're so, like, what? I'm lost, dude. This is so scuffed. Like, what the fuck? Dude. Fuck me, man. It's just such a bad docket, dude. Yeah, I'm kind of mind blown by it. And it's like, I mean, it had to be written by a kid. There's no way. There's like no way this was written by like a full-grown adult. No, I know, right? The kid's a minor, who cares? Yeah, no, it's like, so yeah, this person's what, like currently 16? Because that's like that's what they claimed in the docket. And the docket was made, I have no clue, they don't give me that. But fuck, man. Ugh. Yeah, because like I unironically saw this. I mean, like Doma unironically like linked a Cupidite video defending them, and it's like, I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised Cupidite would be understanding because like they were groomed into like edgy stuff too. So it's like I'm imagining that's kind of what happened with them. But like, fuck, dude. Because I know how I initially saw it was like Shister talked about it. I didn't watch all of it, but like then I just saw some of the links. And what is this? Okay, adding updates here. I have unfortunately gotten word that Mortis did not only irresponsibly run the doc, but they have doxed Jasmine's address to over 40k people through a TikTok call-out, nice one, before it was taken down. This is extremely serious. If anyone has contact with Mortis, please tell them to delete the doc as soon as possible. Well, that makes sense why the Twitter account is deleted. The situation isn't being handled properly. Also, when I discuss Mortis, I'm not talking about the Dice org Mortis. This is a different person. Also, the reason the doc was put back up was because Mortis was holding it over Jasmine's head as blackmail and threatening Jasmine with it in order to manipulate Jasmine. It was only reposted because Jasmine was venting about how stressed they were about Mortis doxed them, and then Mortis got upset and then reposted it, okay? Regarding Jasmine supporting a user by the name of Lottie who was allegedly a predator, this is not true. Lottie is also a young minor who was groomed. Jasmine's statement was they don't support what Lottie has done at all, but they do support Lottie in recovery for their trauma and have empathy since they went through the same thing as Jasmine. Lottie is not a predator, but also a victim. Jasmine does not support their actions of drawing gross things, but is unfortunately an unhealthy trauma response to things that Lottie went through. Jasmine only supports her recovery and healing. I mean, yeah. Doma drama revives every like 5 months. What do you mean? Like, this is the first time I'm seeing shit like this. There's no description of this. I know this got linked under like Shister's video. My official statement on the Jasmine files. So, Kitten Comics. I am trying to like get a grasp of who this person is. So haven't drawn real people. This is concerning. They're definitely involved in it. Fuck me. Pointless Docky? Yeah, no, for real. For fucking real, dude. Evil one. But yeah, I'll put this on 1.5 speed. We'll see what's up. Hopefully it gives us more context.
Telling me that her content isn't cringe.
There's no secret on why people in this world deserve to be hated on.
I am changing. I'm not doing that stuff anymore. Shut the fuck up. Doing that stuff anymore.
Okay, so I just recorded like 25 minutes worth of audio, and then I realized that my microphone was off. Do you know what that does to a man? Okay, so I'm gonna try to go through this a little quicker since now I have everything refreshed in my brain. I made the script entirely with text-to-speech, so if I stutter or if I mess anything up, that's why. I'm trying to get this out as fast as possible. Hi, I'm the creator of the Doma Today, Fizzy Anims, Ron B 14, whatever you want to call it, document. There's a reason why it's down, and it's not because of anything getting too much for me to handle. It's because I'm not a 13-year-old anymore. I'm nearly an adult, and I've done proper research on topics such as child-on-child sexual abuse, actual grooming, and...
So they made this document when they were 13? So, like... Okay. So why is it being talked about and relitigated now, then?
also ADHD, which, yes, plays an important part in this in a serious way. This post will not be debunking a bunch of things or going over everything, but rather just an overall simple explanation for bigger things. Jasmine already stated they will debunk most of it eventually when they are well enough, and if they want my help, I'm 100% willing to assist them. But if they want to do it themselves, it's fine. Nobody really knows the situation as well as Jasmine. I can only comment second. Jasmine's the only person in the entire planet who can fully understand what's going on in her mind, though I will be debunking the new things added in the document. Speaking of the document, the repost of my document has come to my attention. I am fairly little annoyed, infuriated actually, because this is... I didn't want to deal with all this.
Yeah, but like that's kind of what happens when you have like a public involvement and it's like a footnote of like a situation. It does like get relitigated and brought up again.
The biggest issue with it is that Mortis has no contact with Jasmine at all, to my knowledge. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't mention that this was copied before I privated the document. This is reposted without my permission. It's still filled with misinformation because I wrote it when I was young and biased, so that's also a problem. Mortis has no contact with Jasmine at all, to my knowledge. This is why the document can't be trusted. They're going at the situation from one side and not getting both sides. Therefore, it's biased. I also know Mortis has a personal past with Jasmine and is also biased to Jasmine. Bias and no contact with Jasmine was one of my biggest problems when I first made it. A lot of Mortis's language is also very unsettling in the document, such as, you can't run from me, or you can't get away from me, Jasmine. I've been following you for years. That's so fucked up. Jasmine isn't a monster. There's no need to say this creepy shit, especially if you're trying to make something serious. To clarify, as of now, I'm 17. When I made the document, I was 13 to 14. Jasmine was 11. I want to cover the top things in it, specifically the quote-unquote grooming. Oh my god, the document. Oh my god, my fucking script keeps glitching out. I'm gonna lose my mind. I was young and also a grooming victim, so I was very emotionally charged about the situation and only listened to Jasmine's ex during it. Like I expressed in the pinned video Jasmine has on their TikTok, this was not grooming. This does not mean Sazi wasn't a victim, though, but Jasmine was also a victim. I don't know Sazi very well anymore, but what I do know is the situation was very toxic on both sides, which is something I only learned once getting proper contact with Jasmine. What happened would be classified as COCSA, or
So this shit's like 3 to 4 years old, and it's being litigated because... What is this? This is from a year ago. So, like, why the fuck is this shit getting relitigated? Because, like, Cupidite made a video? There's new stuff added to it? Well, I guess it's... Okay. From my understanding, it looks like it's getting relitigated again, because that Mortis person, no relation to the DICE stuff, I guess is going around with it maliciously and adding things to it, which I guess, yeah, that would be enough to relitigate it, and that's why the doc's being used again. Okay. I guess, but fucking hell.
Child-on-child sexual abuse. Both Jasmine and Sazi were very, very unwell at young ages and unfortunately ended up in a relationship. This did not go well for either of them, as I think all of you know, but what I portrayed was incorrect and quite frankly very unfortunate because the false notion that Jasmine is an abusive predator after kids was born from it. I think most of you know, considering most of you watch this, have read the document or at least seen parts of it. Jasmine was extremely hypersexual from a young age and also very unstable. Same with Sazi. Despite some people assuming they were older or more predatory, Jasmine was only 11 years old when the situation started and I'm pretty sure Sazi was 10.
This is still about the Doma doc? Yeah, this is apparently the person who made it like a couple years ago. So... yeah.
Of course, children being in relationships that young is always, bound to end well. Not well, it's bound to end bad. It's bound to end bad. When it comes to the state of both of their mental health, the two of them were both at the time very unwell, and that only made it worse. I'm not downplaying anything Sazi went through. What they went through is valid as their trauma, and they deserve to heal. But I do also not want to downplay anything Jasmine went through. What I know is that both sides were horrible to each other, and it went downhill that way. Sure. It was not one-sided. This does not make either person in this a bad person, just rather unwell kids who ended up in an unfortunate situation together. The truth is, dude, if this glitches one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm sorry, I sound like I'm goofing off. I kind of like giggle and laugh when I'm upset or trying to do something when I'm frustrated. I am frustrated. This is serious. But I just recorded like 25... Never mind. Where was I? Let me find that. The truth is, even to this day, I'm not very educated on how the relationship was, and I personally don't think I should be, and I don't think anyone in the public should be unless Jasmine chooses they think that people should be. Jasmine's relationship when they were 11 years old is quite frankly nobody's business, and I was very immature and also detrimental of me to stick my nose in it. I want to cover a few things that I use as proof of grooming, something that I've gone through my life as well, and I know I don't want to make this about me, but this is my personal statement, and the way I've learned this is become educated on this specific part is through my own personal experience, so I want to talk about it. Something I claim Jasmine... Oh my god, it glitched again. Oh my god. Anyways.
Okay, so I guess like what I'm gathering is they made an emotionally charged document when they were 13 because they resonated too much with the victim in the situation and made a lot of emotionally charged decisions based purely off of that. It's been a couple years now and they've come to regret it. I mean, I guess like if they've already taken accountability for it, I'm not going to like slam them on it because obviously like, the document's horrendous. Like the document's just like fucking awful. And like even they got like a fucking Discord server. I know I kept like looking back, but like something called like explaining things, right? Like this was unironically like was this Doma? I don't know. Like I saw this person from like 2023. It looks like 2023. Oh shit. Yikes. But yeah, responsible for everything. I understand I cannot change my effect on the past. Okay, so yeah. I may have hurt the past. The only things I could do is come forward and apologize for it. Yada yada yada. Dude, this is so scuffed, bro. I'm just doing that just so it, like, yeah, re-spoilers. I'm not here to excuse, downplay, nor attempt to exempt myself from my actions. I am simply here to explain why I did these things, to hopefully let people understand where I was coming from. A lot of this stuff listed was done because I didn't care about what I posted on the internet, and I wanted attention. I do mind what I post now, and I do not wish for people to view me in a negative light. First thing I want to clear up is the necrophile accusations. Now, at the time, I was revisiting one of my old friends who was labeled as this. I was later informed that a necrophile was someone attracted to corpses. I made a terrible mistake by misunderstanding this term, thinking like things like zombies or ghosts were involved in this as well. I had labeled myself as a fictional necrophile, meaning I only like necrophile in fictional ways, but I also had labeled myself as this because at the time I craved attention from people, and I knew something like this would make people upset in some way. I also would label some of my characters as necrophiles as well. I've removed that term from all my OCs. I made yet another mistake. I would put the necrophile flag on my art and profiles. Due to the uncareful thinking, people would then soon follow into thinking I was an actual necrophile and thinking I were attracted to corpses in real life. I would disprove this to a lot, but I would also make repetitive jokes about necrophilia at the time. Me and my friends would laugh and joke about it as well. I was then confronted by someone teasing me before saying I was a necrophile. I'm pretty sure this was an image of something, but I do not remember them saying you'd probably masturbate to that, which led to the screenshot. Now, it was very dumb for me to say something like this, because in no way does this look like a joke either, and it could be taken very wrongly, and I shouldn't have ever made a joke about something like this. Not only because it is disturbing, it is also a crime. I mean, I could understand coming to the conclusion where you think it's about zombies, considering the idea is, like, dead. And, like, zombies and ghosts are also technically in the classification of dead, so I guess understand that misconception if, like, you're a young teenager. So it's like, I guess I can get that, but, like, fuck, dude. Unlucky. Second thing I wanted to clarify is me saying a racial slur. There's no excuse for this at all. I knew what I was doing was was wrong in every way, yet I still said it. I will take full responsibility of it by any means. I had a very close friend, and let's just call her Blue to prevent people from harassing them. Blue introduced me to her IRL friend, and we'll call him Yellow. I was about to a group chat. All right, I was added to a group chat with Blue and Yellow. They both were shit-talking a lot. Stuff I don't exactly remember, but I remember seeing Yellow say the N-word and admit that he was white and that he didn't care. They acted like it was some sort of challenge. Yellow encouraged Blue into saying it, then both would go on to encourage me and tell me that I should say it as well. And that it was okay, then they wouldn't tell anyone. At first I did deny it, but I was upset because that I was going to let down Blue. She then sent an image of a character and then proceeded to say that in the screenshot. Again, I am completely in the wrong for this. I should have denied saying such and left the group chat. I was in the same situation recently because I learned to say no instead of trying to surprise people for my own enjoyment and theirs as well. Fuck, dude. Okay. Third thing I wanted to clarify were some recent drawings. Yep. Yet again, I knew all of this was wrong. I know the history of it and the effects of it had on a lot of people. I had another close friend at the time. I'll call him Box. Box is very problematic and was one of my only few friends at the time. Box would joke about a lot of things like necrophilia, Nazism, rape, and the only things and other things as well. And I would contribute to this because I wanted to make my friend feel welcomed. Now, I knew all this was wrong, but we both didn't take any of these things seriously like it should have been. I tried to do as welcoming as possible to all my friends. I try to be as welcoming as possible to all my friends, and that's when I made a huge mistake that I didn't realize. At all this time until recently, I never had set any boundaries for my friends at all. Yeah, so honestly, this shit looks like they were... I guess, like, it's kind of like what you would expect the alt-right pipeline to be, almost. Like, and I know that sounds cringe to say out loud to some of you, alt-righters out there, but like, it does just kind of just seem like, yeah, they thought it was normal. They thought it, like, they were desensitized into it or whatever, right? So then they went about it. Dude, this is so scuffed. Dude. What is this, bro? Dude, what is Yen the Yen doing nowadays? Dude. Yen's late. Dude. But yeah, no. Another 2 minutes? Oh god, that's so scuffed. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cringe, woke space. Okay. Okay. Dude. Dude. Alt-whitus. Yeah. Okay, now it just sounds like you're just mocking someone saying arthritis. Author write this, please? Yeah. Dude. Fuck me, man. It's been a little bit since I went over a Google Doc, but like, I don't know. There's just not any bangers anymore, Like, the CDA allegations was evil. But like, they just don't really exist anymore, dude. It's fucked. Shit, CDA, 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 CDA. Ba la la la. Why am I getting pinged? Dude. It's so fucking over. But yeah. Why is... Dude, Yen's like using this base form fucking premiere, and it's over. It's fucking over for them. I will be exposing them. I'm a fucking Yen. Slop so dry we covered child drama. On God, bro. I mean, honestly, there was probably some other stuff I could have talked about, but like, I just wanted to do a little bit of catching up from things I saw. I thought it was going to be a bit more interesting than that, but like, it's kind of scuffed. Oh, dude. Fucking hell. Yen is running. Yikes. You know what? We'll end it here. I'll watch this on my own time. There's no need to leech off Yen. I'll just premiere you guys over to here. Haha. Do 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 do. All right, you guys have a great